Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
During the Brady years, we'd watch a preseason game. Boy, our 2s and 3s aren't as good as their 2s and 3s, right? We said that a lot.
I'm sure I did. I don't know.
We did.
I haven't really cared about the preseason in a long time.
Okay, that's my point.
The team they think that's going to win the Super Bowl is like a 98. The team that they think are the worst in the league are like a 70. You know, they're kind of nice about it. That's Madden. There you go. There's your Madden minute.
My son kills me in Madden. It's so frustrating.
That's embarrassing.
Kills me.
You know?
I'm getting all cocky. I'm like, I'm going to hit you with a blitz right here. And he's just like, touchdown.
Evan's very smart. Obviously, he knows a lot. He's very good within his own lane.
Thank you.
That being said, Evan is a little bit of a know-it-all.
No.
Do they still have a clutch? You said yes, but they have paddle shifters. Paddle shifting cars, you don't use a clutch in a paddle shift to change gears.
All right.
Wow.
Thanks, Boston.
Got me.
Boom, bro.
Wait,
Sweet Kid writes in, haven't heard from him in a long time. Melvin in Tennessee. I spent the summer studying the English language so that I could sound smarter. So far, I've learned 3 new words. I don't know what those words are, though, yet. Anyway.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium, and we've got a lot to talk about, starting with all the transactions that have happened over the last couple days, but also today the NFL and the Patriots revealed the rivalries jerseys. I guess there's 8 teams that'll be wearing rivalry jerseys this year. Patriots are one of them. They'll be wearing them against the Jets when they play that game in November. And we've got our hands on some of the swag, including the actual jersey and helmet and some of the sideline gear. And we'll get into that a little later in the show. Mike will actually, he'll
Don,
yeah.
I thought we were getting a player that was going to come in here and wear
Well, you're a player.
And if I'm
You're a player.
I'm not a player, but I
Yeah.
do crush a lot.
yeah. Okay.
PLAY.
Paul just did a spit take over there. Okay.
No, it's
That was one of the most genuinely funny things you've ever said.
What? Say it again.
True.
People were talking. Yeah.
It's a joke. It's time.
Okay. All right.
He said, "I'm not a
All
player."
right. So
but
we've got our hands on this rivalry stuff, and we're gonna look up close and get into all the details. I know people have opinions on it, like, should have been red, should have been this. I like it. I happen to like it, and we're going to get into that. But first, it's Evan, Paul, Alex, Deuce, myself, Matt in the booth, and let's talk about the cuts and transactions that have transpired because they're coming fast and furious. Who wants to lead it off?
Oh, my Lord.
Where
Where
do
to start?
Mike's got a
Mike
sheet
has
in
a
front of
depth
him.
chart
Where
in
to
Do
front
we
of
want to
him.
go all the way back to Tuesday, or are we?
Well, since our last show, I know you talked a lot about it on
Yes,
Catch 22 yesterday.
We did. We got to the bottom of it. Of course, talked a lot about 8 receivers for 20 minutes, and then now
Right.
they only have 6 receivers. Things
That's
like
probably
that.
a good place to start,
Yeah.
though. It's
Yeah.
just
Kendrick
initially
Bourne,
seemed
yeah.
like 8, and now Kendrick Bourne is gone, and Javon Baker's a little bit in limbo. Reports that he might want to come back for the practice squad. I don't know if I really believe it. Evan was just out of practice, though. So
Yeah, I
looked
was
like-
just out at practice, and they do have a couple new faces, it seems like, on the practice squad. Maybe some practice squad movement that we'll find out later today. But no Christian Gonzalez still in street clothes. He's there physically, but not practicing. And today, no Anthony Jennings, which put up some antennas about what the situation is with
Keeping
that.
him in bubble wrap?
So we'll see
Or
what
maybe they
happens
traded
with
him.
that. But
Or already happened, yeah.
yeah, but Gonzalez continues to come out to practice in street clothes, watch practice with
Are we getting
his
worried?
teammates.
Are we getting worried?
No.
Paul's been worried forever. Small
Small
C
C
concern.
concern.
Mine's getting to be
I'm
like
good
a
with
middle,
it.
a
Give
middle
him-
case.
give
It's not about week 1. I'm not concerned.
yeah,
I'm concerned that this is a significant hamstring injury, and those linger.
Yeah, I'm give him every day you can give him with a hamstring.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't concerned about it. I was very adamant about that, but him not being back out there for these 2 practices is small C concern. I think is a little bit a good way to describe it because now they're behind closed doors. We're not watching practice anymore at this point. So I thought this would be maybe a target date for him to return once the media can't watch him running around and stuff like that and have all their opinions on how he looks. And now we haven't been out there the last 2 days, and he has not been participating.
But what you're seeing today is what we'll see for the rest of the season in terms of practice.
Yes. So I figured.
That's why you thought Gonzalez would be back.
Right. I figured what we had Monday's practice was the last one that was open to the media, and then I kind of thought of, that's what Bill would have done. He would have said, "Oh, like you want to see Gonzalez? You can watch him stretch." So I think that Paul said it. Small C concern.
Okay.
Yeah. Becomes a capital C next Wednesday.
Yeah, if he's on the report, not practicing
If
still.
he doesn't practice next Wednesday, I would worry about week 1.
Now I'm worried.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
I get that.
my worry is more about the opener, because if it's a game or whatever, that's if you needed more time. But with soft tissue injuries for an elite athlete is a concern for me.
Yeah.
Because he needs to have that athleticism to be Gonzalez.
Yeah, I
Right.
totally understand
Quick twitch.
your long-term outlook, and that's how you're looking through it. I still find it just a little disappointing that we got a couple days of him in practice, and then he basically missed all of this training camp. It's just not ideal, and we know how Mike Vrabel in the past has kind of felt about soft tissue injuries, and I was on the boat with everybody else, kind of like, all right, they're going to just manage him, and then once it gets down to the nitty-gritty, he'll be back
You
out
know what
there.
it reminds me of? Randy Moss, 07.
right.
And
No,
that's,
and that's fireworks.
There's been a lot of talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bourne is interesting because there were rumors that we were talking to Minnesota, and then all of a sudden Minnesota signed Adam Thielen. And I think they were looking at both guys. This is just a speculation. They were looking at both guys, and Thielen was the easiest one because you didn't have to give up anything for him.
Well, they traded for Thielen instead of trading for Bourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But very little, right? Like
Some pick swaps.
I'm sure
Yeah.
very
Favorite
similar.
picks.
Yeah, but I don't know what the Patriots are asking for.
Yeah, I think it's probably more to do with money.
Yeah.
But I don't. To your point,
Yeah.
we're just speculating.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And familiarity obviously with Minnesota and the Vikings,
Right.
but it seemed like this is happening more and more. Instead of acquiring picks, you actually just move up within the same draft. So like you trade your own 7th for their 5th.
You swap, yeah.
So you just like move up like the same trade the Patriots did for Joe Milton, right? Where you just instead of adding a pick, you're actually just moving up like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Day 3 pick swaps.
And so
Yeah.
then, reportedly, again, he was asked to be released, and the Patriots accommodated him.
Well,
Depends on-
he
depends on
says
who
he
you're-
asked to be released.
Right.
Vrabel had a different take on that.
What did Vrabel say?
Well, it's kind of like your girlfriend after you break up, and you say, "Oh yeah, no, I broke up with her too."
I break up with you.
Correct, George. Very well done.
Yeah.
So it all depends on who you believe.
Yeah.
You lied to your friends.
Either way,
That was all me.
No. It was
wasn't feeling it.
mutual.
yeah.
It was mutual.
Either way, when we saw 8
Classic.
receivers on the roster after cut day, we were like, really?
Well, we knew they weren't going to have 8,
Yeah.
but it was
But then they
jarring
did,
to see
and
8.
then-
Yeah. Seemed like I kind of thought that they were maybe going to put Bourne on IR to start the year.
That's what I thought.
And they ended up not using the second IR return spot. They only used one on Jelani Tavai. So they ended up kind of, losing that opportunity there to do it. And I think it's because they were probably thought they were going to be trading Bourne. I think they thought they had
Right.
traction on a trade for Kendrick Bourne. Now there's a lot of reporting out there that you laid out, Fred, and it didn't materialize. And so then you end up having to just cut him. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Baker, comments?
I don't think he's going to come back. And this is just my opinion. He, to me, seems like the kind of guy that might have had his feelings hurt. I know he cleared his Instagram out, which is always the big red
Well, I
flag.
was going to
But
go
he
to
did
Alex for
that.
that.
Okay, so this is what's confusing to me. He did that and then made the roster. So what was going on there? And then he got released the next day.
Maybe
I'm
there was
just-
communication that
Right.
You're on the
don't-
roster for now,
sorry,
but
you're not actually on the roster.
don't buy a house.
Yeah. Right.
That was mean.
Oh man,
No, I mean, look,
it's a good real estate market. I don't know.
I'm over the Javon
investment.
Baker of it all. Like, I just don't think he's the kind of guy that's going to redefine himself as a special teams player and become a stalwart and do everything that's involved with being a key special team player. I think he wants to be a receiver. I still think he thinks he should be a receiver. And my impression of how it seems is that he kind of had his feelings hurt, and now he's going to go somewhere else and say, I want a fresh start. I want to try
Yeah.
somewhere where I can make it as a receiver, and you're not going to be selling me on you have to be a special teamer to be here.
Okay.
I did like Mac Holland's comments on those, because he's been in that situation in the past where you want to be a receiver, you think you're good enough to be one of them, but your opportunity is to contribute on special teams, and you do that, and then you do it well, and then eventually those opportunities will present themselves when injuries and things happen. So when he initially made the roster, I was thinking 7, because like we said, they weren't going to take 8. 6 to me is a lot. Let alone 8. 8 is absurd. I think the Chiefs have like 9 if you count Rashee Rice.
And Tyquan Thornton.
Well, he made it, but Rice is suspended for the first 6 games.
Yeah.
But they actually have even more receivers. So I think that was a really high number. But I was wondering if Baker was taking the advice that Hollins, I thought, was giving him and saying, because would you have been stunned in the first game if the first time the Patriots punted, it was Brendan Schooler on one side and Javon Baker on the other?
No.
I kind of would have been a little bit. Like, I love the experiment. I love trying to help him to find a way. I just don't know if he was really good at it or he was ever going to be consistent
I
and
don't know
embrace
if anyone's
that role.
ever really
and-
good at it because no one's really paying attention. But, just,
I
whatever
think he
happens.
was good
Matthew
at
Slater
it.
was good.
I think he was good at it, but
yes.
I do agree with your premise of Matthew Slater was dedicated to his craft. Like, he was somebody that was
That's all he did in practice.
right was
better be.
and had that what's the word, like almost patience and just like ability to just understand his role and all that kind of stuff, where he didn't really have like these huge aspirations of like I'm a receiver and I should be starting at receiver in this
Yeah, I
league.
get Mike's
And
point,
I think
too.
Brendan
Yeah.
Schooler's in the same boat where Brendan Schooler is just trying to be the best special teamer that he can possibly be. And I don't know if Javon Baker would reinvent himself into that kind of player.
So I totally agree with you guys, and I don't know that about Baker. But very few special teams guys accept the fact that they're just special teams guys.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Slaters and the Schoolers of the world are outliers. More often than not, they're guys that are saying, yeah, okay, that's my step into the league, that's my way onto the roster, but I'm going to be something eventually.
Right.
That's how most of them
you
feel.
want them to think that.
Yeah.
You want them to aspire to be on the
I
field.
agree with you guys about Baker. What little we know of him, his personality, his
Discipline. Like, does he have the
his-
discipline to
and
be
his
that?
obvious confidence. I don't know if he would embrace that role, but by all accounts, this summer he was doing that. So I wouldn't have been stunned if he stayed on the
So-
roster and he was
Me neither.
active in week 1.
So
mean,
is
and
it
he did it.
the personality fit? Because Vrabel's whole thing has been earn a role. And if that's the role you can earn, leverage it, and keep working towards it. If he's not willing to accept that, does the personality fit in here?
Yeah, it's a great point, and I wouldn't argue with Mike for sort of being skeptical
right.
that he
And-
would,
and I mean, it's
because I
up-
think based on what you know, you should be a little
Right.
skeptical.
And it's up to Baker. I mean, I think reports are they wanted him back to come back to the practice squad, and if he is willing to embrace that role and he likes New England and he sees an opportunity here to grow, I mean, there certainly is a lot of questions about the wide receiver core going forward. I mean, it still seems to me long-term opportunity for
Sure.
him if he put it all together, but I guess we'll find out today if
And
that's
Mike
gonna
Reese
happen or
is the
not.
one who tweeted that he was expected to be back on the practice squad, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hope they'll be serving chicken cutlets now in the press box
Oh.
because
What if he likes
No.
Mexican food?
Chicken on the
Tommy
bone.
DeVito
What if he likes
is
something else?
Everyone
has
loves
been
Mexican
signed.
food.
What
He's
if
a
he's-
good Italian American
What
boy.
if he like really likes like Chinese food?
okay.
And everybody's just like,
But what do you make of the signing? Now I kind of teased it on Tuesday. I let people know.
We talked
Yeah,
about
what
it on the
did you
post-game
know?
show. We were like, I mean, he looks like a functional third-string quarterback who's probably going to get cut. So I think they needed depth.
Mike
at
and
that
I ahead of the
position, and
curve
I
as
know,
usual.
I know, go clip that. But I think it's a move they had to make, and I think there'll probably be more of these kind of moves trying to round out some of their.
You think
depth
he's
a little
going to
bit.
vie for the backup job?
I actually do. If they give him the opportunities this time of year, obviously the opportunities are limited, but he does feel like maybe a little bit of a better fit for Josh McDaniels than Dobbs. I think Dobbs got a little bit more physical talent than Tommy DeVito does, but if you're looking for your backup quarterback to just come in and not screw up, then I think he's more consistent throwing the football, I think his timing is a little bit better. Dobbs definitely has a bigger arm and is more athletic, but I wonder if maybe there's a better fit, with backup quarterbacks. The PFF numbers are just very, very telling. Like, he's down the bottom of the league in big time throws, down the bottom of the league against pressure, but also up near the top of the league in turnover-worthy plays in a good way, right? So he's like,
I thought you were going with some positive there.
well, yeah, the turnover-worthy plays thing is
So
positive.
fewest turnover.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I
Fair
could have
enough. Okay.
articulated that better. So,
Ball knowers understood.
yeah. So,
But he's also terrible at turning the ball.
no, he doesn't turn the ball over, but he also doesn't make any like
Yeah.
franchise quarterback
Yeah.
plays.
Tyrod Taylor.
Sounds like Bill Belichick kind of quarterback.
So if you want a backup quarterback that's like maybe a little bit more stable than a Josh Dobbs, I think that Tommy DeVito fits that bill. He kind of like Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi like morphed together into one quarterback.
Yeesh.
Like he's got a little bit of Zappi and he's got a little bit of Mac. But at the same time,
Any part of that
parts?
quarterback.
well, we're talking about the backup quarterback, guys.
I know.
Like, we're not
having
really
fun
the
here.
bar's
We're
not
having
very
fun.
high. That's the way I would describe Tommy DeVito. So I could see Josh favoring that. Like I did, Dobbs to me, I don't know if he's a great fit for the type of system they want to run all the time because of his inaccuracies. Like he's a little bit wild throwing the football. Where if you have to throw a guy in the game, you just want him to kind of run the system and hit the layups and not screw up. And maybe DeVito could be better at that.
Yeah, I think he's limited athletically, but I think he's decisive and I think he's fairly accurate. So, in a pinch, you might be able to come in and just, keep things rolling until the big guy comes
I
back.
don't have any faith either
Well,
way there.
I think from a content perspective, it's great because what other third string quarterback are you going to get engagement out of? I say we take him to the north end.
Yeah,
I
sure.
say we do some little TikTok food tours.
Why
with
not just go to
him.
pizza
It's like we've
time?
never had an Italian guy
What
before.
about pizza time? I mean, it's right down
Him
the
and
street.
Roman Anthony, there's something there.
Oh.
There's something.
All right. So,
Open season.
to me, the other notable one is the release of Cole Strange. So the Cole Strange experiment.
Mike, they also claimed somebody else off of waivers. We probably should talk about
Charles
that.
Yeah,
Woods.
Charles Woods, special teams kind of a guy. So I think that's a little bit. When I saw them sign him, I wondered about Baker a little bit
Right.
because it seems like he's going to be a gunner kind of a guy. So had some experience last year as, I believe, an undrafted guy who made the team. So yeah, 2 claims from them, and I would just say that still fluid with the practice squad. I know there were 3 new faces out there today, but 10 of these guys are rookies. 2 of them were draft picks, so 8 guys that were their UDFAs, and then a handful of other guys with Lidstrom, Truman Jones, Miles Battle, Giles, Terrell Jennings, and the international exemption for David Olajiga. So I just found that interesting, and I mean maybe this is always the case. Sometimes things happen,
It
and
is.
you're like, but just held on to a lot of their own rookies, trying to build some of that depth.
Which
up
is
in
why
the program.
I don't know. I didn't see the final numbers on how many actual waiver claims there were yesterday.
About 30.
There were 30. Yeah, so like that to me makes a little sense. Let fewer than 1 per team, because I think most teams, they work with their guys all summer. They want to retain them on the practice squads, and I think that's what most of the teams do, rather than unless they have something that's really glaring and they go out and they make a move. But I'm not surprised that there's not a tremendous amount of activity on that.
One thing I kind of noted I found interesting was that the Bills had both Jordan Poyer and Harrison
going on?
Phillips.
What is that?
Getting some feedback in here.
I hope they
There we go.
can.
But the Bills have, they have a little 2 veterans who have been around. Poyer, I know, haven't been with the team for a while, but a little bit more of like, they've got some veterans that they know that might get into the
And
game.
didn't they have
Less of that this year.
Poyer come back last year on the practice squad
forget,
late
I
in the year,
forget,
or was
maybe.
that Hyde?
Maybe. I know,
I always
right? They just keep
confuse
bringing
those
them
two.
back. But it's, I saw some of that in the past with the Patriots where they would have vested veterans, I think, on the practice squad as guys that, man, these guys could be on a roster maybe, but
Yeah,
maybe
it's
they're at the end
interesting.
of the career.
They don't have any, and they're one of the only teams that don't have any vested veterans currently on the practice squad. So I do wonder if that will change with some of the moves that we're hearing about today. 3 new guys, it looks like, maybe on the practice squad. But as of right now, they have guys that were all 16 of the signings were in camp with the Patriots. So they were all waiver guys that were on rookie contracts or early
And
career
are
guys.
you allowed the 17th because of Olajiga?
Correct. Yeah. So you have
Right.
17. You have a free spot on Olajiga on the practice squad. So
International pathway player.
right, might as well just carry him.
From London?
London,
He's considered
Great Britain.
Yeah, we
Great
got a
Britain.
great we got a great email I guess I feel like I read it. It was on one of the shows. We got an email from like his like teacher who lives in England and saying what a great guy he is and how excited he was to follow his career. And
Did he use his hands
Yeah.
when he sent the email?
sorry,
Jazz hands.
sorry, I'm very expressive when I talk.
A lot of emojis in the email.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit just quickly on Charles Woods. I feel like he profiles really similar to Marcellus Dial, and they obviously Dial was lost for the year. I think Dial was going to make the team.
And he would have been
Yeah.
the gunner that we're talking about on the
Right.
other side of Brendan
Right.
Schooler.
So similar, 5'11", 190, 4'5" guy that plays slot corner and gunner in special teams. So a little bit similar in terms of the body type and the role that he's played in LA over the last couple of years and in camp. So I kind of saw all that and was like, oh, maybe they're thinking if we would have had Marcellus Dial in that role, so now we'll have Woods in that role potentially.
Yeah, it makes sense. The other thing with the roster that stood out to me is Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings, and where their places, and to a lesser extent, Jabril Peppers. Will we see more in terms of trades? We had reports, as Fred said, about Kendrick Bourne being involved in a trade scenario with Minnesota. Is there a taker for one of those guys, one of those veterans that seems to have slipped down the depth chart a little bit? They're all still here as of now. Jennings wasn't out at practice when Evan was at that window. Be interesting to see if there's any moves coming.
So what am I missing about Peppers? I thought he was going to be a mainstay. I thought he was going to be the lead safety, and the reason he played deep into the Giants was to see Woodson next to him and how they played together. But I have Peppers maybe being a captain.
I'd say this.
Like,
is a
am I
late,
missing
I would say this
something?
is a late development.
Well, the last few practices, he's been
yeah.
with the twos.
Really?
So
Okay.
the first practice in Minnesota, he, to be honest, he was kind of struggling a little bit in coverage with some of the tight ends and the screens and stuff that were going on.
Oh, yeah.
But he also had a great play. He had probably the play of the day where he dropped as the deep safety and jumped up and knocked away a deep pass to Jordan Addison. He came down hard. I think that's why he missed day 2 of the practices and then didn't play in the game. And then we got out to practice, and he played late into the Giants game, like you said. And then this thing came out of they want him to play with Woodson. All right, I kind of bought that initially.
I didn't.
And then we got to practice, and it's like, no, that's still Hawkins and Woodson out there as the top 2 safeties. And there's definitely still a role for Jabril Peppers, which I won't, get too into specifics with that. He does still play in certain packages and stuff, but at least as far as the last few practices we were able to watch, he was kind of out of. Now maybe he was still kind of hurt. I don't know
So,
for sure.
Fred,
but
I have a theory.
Okay.
I know how you like my cockamamie theories.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I like to share them.
Yeah.
So I think we can all agree that they're probably looking to deal Duggar, right? He's too good of a player to just release. You might be able to get something for him. We don't want to just completely cut ties with a guy that has that resume, right? Are we all in agreement that they're probably
Yes.
looking to move on from Duggar? At least one report indicated that the salary has been a problem. They can't find a team to take the salary. So what I'm wondering is, okay, so you're interested? You like the player? You want a player like that, but not that set. How about Peppers? Would you take Peppers instead? So maybe they shed a little salary, not as much as Duggar. They're similar kind of, physical safeties, better near the line of scrimmage. I'm not saying they're exactly the same because they're not. Duggar is, I think, much more athletic, and I think Peppers is more physical. But I wonder if maybe that's where this sort of change in his, because Peppers, Duggar was relegated to secondary groups before Peppers was. And the Peppers thing is much more recent.
Right.
So I'm wondering if maybe they haven't been able to move Duggar, and now they're saying, I wonder if we could move Peppers
But
instead.
is the money that big of a deal?
Well, you tell me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think Duggar's money is that big of a deal.
Well, that's what I mean.
I think it
Like,
goes
but
back to
that's what this is about.
You think so?
Yes.
I think it goes. It is. I think, but it's also about the standing in the locker room. Like if you're gonna have Kyle Duggar on the roster and he's barely gonna play, and he's one of the highest paid players on the team, and he doesn't have a role on game days, that's always a tough dynamic within the locker room. This guy was a captain last year. They just paid him, and now he doesn't play on Sundays, and that I think maybe they're worried about that dynamic being awkward with
It's
Kyle
possible.
Duggar.
It's also a good lesson. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I'd say to your point too about Peppers, Fred. I was thinking similar along those lines because early in training camp, it felt like he's the guy breaking the huddles down. He
Yes.
just, he had an aura about him of
Vrabel
leadership.
spoke super highly of him
Yeah,
too.
and then as I'm watching practice, and I'm like, how do you stay a leader like that if all of a sudden you're not really getting the bulk of the reps
right. That's
anymore?
sort of what
So,
I'm getting at too.
yeah,
Is
same
like
thing.
those guys were voices in that locker room. They were both elected captains at different points, and now they're going to be very well paid backups. I don't know if that
I'm
is
just trying to figure out why they're backups.
Yeah.
And I still haven't got anybody to tell me a rational.
I have
reason.
told you
I think-
rational.
No, I know. I
reasons
just
are
don't agree. That's
But,
all.
but I think we all said that they're going to have, whatever you want to call them, but you're going to have a strong safety, a big nickel, whatever you call it. You're going to have one of those guys who you're comfortable having him play close to the line, having him comfortable being more in run support. Maybe you don't need both, but we were talking about they're kind of duplicative, the two, Peppers and Duggar. So you don't need both of them. But I thought Peppers was the guy they decided this is the guy we're going to keep.
I still feel like that is what
Yeah.
they've decided.
But
And
now it's like, well, we don't care. Like,
well, he's played a
Oh,
lot.
well, that's just a
That's your
That's a
speculation.
speculation
Right,
theory.
right,
Don't put
right.
that again. Don't get them in trouble for something they haven't
okay,
done.
Yeah.
all right, no, fair enough. But again, I'm a little confused.
Well,
I think
it's just-
they've played him a lot at the nickel this summer, and when they go through safety, they played him a lot at the nickel. But I don't know if he has the man coverage skills to play the nickel at a high volume. Where if he's on the tight end 1-on-1, do you trust Jabril Peppers to cover the tight end 1-on-1?
I mean, there was a rep.
No,
in
I don't-
Practices, he was
yeah.
on. He was on digs. Like that's the
Right.
kind of matchups that you're going to have
Right.
to live with.
Yeah.
Right,
with him
and some of that is zone and stuff like that. But it just they want their safeties to cover ground.
But,
they
I
want
mean-
them to cover space. They want them to cover the deep part of the field.
Okay,
Like,
so
Jabril
are
Peppers
we
is-
getting away from having that safety that plays up close to the line? Because I don't know. You tell me the safety that can do both, that is really good in coverage and in run support.
Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kyle
like
Hamilton.
there's one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean
but
that's
sort
why
of what
he's a
I'm
great
getting at.
player.
Right.
But I've said my piece on this. I'll move on.
When in the old defense, Jabril Peppers used to talk about it all the time. Like I got the B gap. You don't got the B gap anymore,
Yeah.
right? Like the B gap is somebody else's responsibility now. Your responsibility as a safety is to get the F back, and that's just not their skill set. Like that's just not their strong suit.
That's
So
how the Browns kind of tried to play him, and then he was viewed
Right.
as a bust coming out
Yeah.
of college because they had him so far. from
right.
the
So
line of
what I'm
scrimmage.
hearing from the ball knower
Sorry.
is that our defensive philosophy has changed so much that this position that was a core part of the defense in the past is not anymore.
And I would say that across the board.
am
on
I correct in
defense.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of this stuff on defense applies to Anthony Jennings, and I think it applies a little bit to Jelani Tavai too. Like those roles, those hybrid roles that Belichick had, were extremely specific to the defense that Belichick was running. And so when you don't have the Belichick defense anymore, is there a role for a edge setting run defender like Anthony Jennings? Well, when setting the edge of the defense was number one on the list for the head coach in the front seven, it mattered. But when you want to fly up the field and you want to penetrate the line of scrimmage, and that's the goal of the defense now, that's not what matters as much anymore. So I just think it's a different scheme and it's changing. And now Woodson, Hawkins, those guys are more rangy. They can cover more ground back there. And I think they just like what they see in those two players.
Okay. All right. So as promised, we want to get a deep dive into these new rivalry uniforms. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will get our hands on this stuff and go over all the details, not just of the stuff the players are going to be wearing, but also some of the sideline swag that people can buy starting September 10th, I believe. So let's take that quick break. I know at 1 o'clock, Deuce and Evan have to go because it's open locker room. So, Paul, are you going to the locker room too, Alex? So the three of us will
Standing
stay.
with you guys.
She cares about the show.
We can continue the roster talk and everything else, but let's take that break. And when we come back, we're going to talk rivalry uniforms here in Patriots Unfiltered.
Betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
All right, we are back here on Patriots Unfiltered, and as promised, we have the first hands-on look at the new Rivalries line of clothing that the Patriots will have for their game against the Jets this year. The NFL announced today Rivalries line of clothing for 8 teams. More teams will be coming in other years, but this year, 8 teams will be wearing Rivalries line of clothing. The Patriots launched theirs today. So let's get going. So right here we have Deuce. To me, this is the best part of the whole thing is the helmet.
That's right.
I've been calling for the white helmet with the new logo for many years now. And this is it. It's a matte white finish with the color of the same color as the jersey. Now, the visor any player can put whatever visor they want. We were thinking it would be really cool if a player had like a red metallic tinted visor to go with the red metallic on the Patriots. That would be cool. So
Fred is doing a deep dive with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Pointing out the
Absolutely.
detail. And
Is that a Rydell speed
Why
flex?
don't you take it off, Deuce, and so we can look at the back of the
you wanna
helmet.
take it
We're
off?
not going to sit there with the helmet on. the whole time.
Yeah.
I would. If I,
Yeah. So let's turn it around. You can see it's got the New England on the back, again, with the red metallic tint. It's a matte white finish. So I think this is really cool.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah, the helmet's really cool. This is what Deuce is wearing is more the jersey you'd buy in the pro shop.
the
Stand
replica.
up, Deuce.
Yeah.
Stand
Give
up.
us a twirl.
Yeah, but it's
Can I step out here?
sure.
He's so excited.
Yeah,
This is my one.
yeah,
This is my
There we go.
yeah.
All right, there we go. There we go. I don't want to block anybody.
Yeah.
Well,
You're good.
All right,
yeah.
let's-
Work it, girl.
So
All right, some of the symbolism on the jersey.
yeah,
We have the 6 stars on the uniform representing the 6 New England states. A new NE
what?
shoulder logo.
Your camera. Look at this camera. That's no. You gotta. Okay. All right.
All right.
Sakes, this is your first time in television.
The
You're a Hollywood guy.
This is great radio.
The NE shoulder logo, inspired by the nautical lettering and compass points, underscoring the unique nature of the Patriots as the only team to represent an entire region. Jersey numbers pull in their vertical striping and mesh-like design from the iconic 1990s Patriots uniform, evoking memories of Bledsoe-era battles.
Oh, that's for you.
So Deuce unfortunately doesn't have the pants, but the shoulder and pant stripes carry a subtle netting pattern, homage,
Subtle. Very
an
subtle.
homage to the working harbors that define the New England coast. Matte white helmet reminds us of snow. Metallic silver face mask reminds us of icy cold that defines the region's winters. And then small pops of red, quiet connection back to the team's traditional color palette. And inside every collar, a reminder that through every storm, we are all Patriots.
We're all. So this is the actual game jersey. This is Marcus Jones' jersey, and
Marcus.
You can see it's got the red stars. I don't know if we can zoom in on that. Yeah, there you go. The red stars. Which camera? Okay, right here, and you can see the netting on the stripes. The numbers with the holes. So it's cool. Then you get the "We Are All Patriots" up on the neckline. Here's the back.
And tonight?
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Tonight.
I really do like the numbers and the font.
Yeah.
And I thought the texture, you can't really tell that on like a graphic. It's nice. It's
Yeah, and you're not
cool.
going to be able to tell that on TV when they're
Yeah.
far away. But wearing this around, now you can see the detail of it all. I think it's really cool. I like it. And we'll get into some of your reactions. It's obviously everyone has a very personal take on all this stuff. But the other thing beyond the jersey that we see in the helmet are some of the sideline gear. So Evan, I particularly like what you're wearing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. Put the hands in the
Show 'em,
pockets.
babe.
Put the hands in the pockets.
This is zippered up. It's not a varsity jacket, but
Kind of like one.
yeah, a little bit. But it's very cool. Fall, spring.
Yeah, I really like Paul's hoodie too. The hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this
need
too.
to get
Paul,
me one of
stand up.
those.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Stand up. You get the hoodie.
Normally I would say no.
Say
I'm
hello
not
to the
doing
crowd.
that, but, yeah, I lost a little weight.
And then turn around.
What size are you wearing?
Is there something on the back?
Yeah, this on the hood is "We Are All
the hood
Patriots"
up,
on
Paul.
the
Oh, on the hood.
yeah
Yeah,
turn
put it-
around. Yeah, turn around.
Wow.
Wow.
So you can see the
Fire.
We Are All
Phone
Patriots on the,
home.
I like when I do the M&M look.
And then Alex, what would you call the fabric of that?
This is a windbreaker.
Yeah, windbreaker.
It's a windbreaker, but it's a performance
Sorry.
type of fabric.
Yep, it's definitely a dry fit fabric, windbreaker. Really nice. I don't know how waterproof it'll be. It seems like it's waterproof. This is probably my favorite thing.
I would
Quarter
say that
zip.
is,
It's nice.
I need
That's a similar hoodie as the one I have on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe.
do you have the
same
zipper?
one.
Oh no.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
one. Yeah, you do. It's on the
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. I have to
Yeah,
ask.
so Paul,
What are you wearing?
so on Paul's hoodie,
size?
there's also
another
a
pocket.
metal zipper.
Okay.
bigger
Yeah.
zipper.
Yeah, which is cool.
Zip up. You
Keep
don't
your
want
valuables.
nothing gonna fall out of that.
Here's another piece
yeah.
right
Until someone
here.
asks for it.
This is a long sleeve, performance tee with the back. We
It's
are all
very unique
Patriots.
gray.
Yep. More stuff. Hold on. What What do we got here?
It's just like when my dad would come home from Reebok, you know, like,
that's
all
a
right,
hoodie.
guys.
Oh, you probably got to keep them.
Yeah.
Spoiled.
It was the best.
Now this is I'm
That's nice.
disappointed that Alex didn't try this one on.
Oh,
That was my backup,
this
but then
is
I
the,
saw this windbreaker.
yeah.
This is sort of a half cut
It's a crop,
sweatshirt.
a crop crew
cut.
neck.
Yeah.
So for those of you with
Crop
abdomens,
crew neck.
Like
Yeah, I
Paul.
couldn't wear that.
We all have abdomens. It's
Yeah,
just, can
it's
you see it or not?
Yeah, the abdomens, but not
Abdomens.
abs.
Six packs of
Abdomen.
beer.
and again, this is the style of jersey that Deuce is wearing.
Yeah.
This is the
Gonzo.
this is Gonzo's.
I'm surprised you went
Oh,
with an
jersey.
What size
offensive
is
one
that?
instead of a.
Yeah,
This is a large.
That's the one Andy
Yeah,
Hart's
that
looking
might be a
for.
little too small
That's a
for me.
large. Yep.
He wants a
I know
Gonzo
we
for
can't keep
first.
these
Yeah,
So
Andy
does
Hart
it-
has
Let me
already
just
called
keep
in. He
some
He's
says
already called in and made
wants-
an order. He wants one
he
a
wants one.
Gonzo for his son Jackson.
Yep.
So does everybody else.
So that's all the stuff. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yep.
I really like. Well, first of all, the helmet is just.
I think the
You
helmet's
can't
the
even
most
look at it for
popular.
too long. It just makes
Yeah,
you.
it's fire.
Dang, the helmet is great. The mat is really cool. We've all been clamoring for the white helmets, so to get a white helmet with the new logo on it is great. And I really do like the NE. I think the Elvis is obviously the Elvis, but to have a little bit of a different logo to throw out there every once in a while, I like it. I like it on the shoulders that do on the jersey as well. So those are my two favorite parts of the jersey.
Okay.
I love the pops of red, like especially on the helmet, the metallic red. It's subtle, but it just goes really well with the color palette. I don't know. I love this blue too. I think it's just really flattering on everyone.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So like I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, you should have had the royal blue, or you should have had red, or this." They've got red for the throwback, and they're down the road though. I'm sure there'll be other alternates. So there's still time to have a red jersey, but I like having something really different than what you've got or have had in the past. And I'm not one of those people that like the real flashy colors. To me, that's amateurish, XFL-ish. I like traditional, like just really clean cut in modest type of colors.
Yeah.
For pro uniforms.
It's very
I
father
think-
Fred of you.
I think this color is just perfect New
Mr.
England.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Like I look at Paul's hoodie and I think you could walk into Cuffy's on the Cape and find like a nice washed blue color like that says like Cape
Yeah, I
Cod
forgot
across.
that
Except it's just
Yeah.
our
No,
version.
Very subtle
it
product
does have a
placement
little,
right there.
It does have a little Cape Cod feel to it. The blue,
like the wash, the
Well,
sea
that's
washed.
good. So then
you
they hit
know?
the nail on the head.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
there's like a
They're
million
nice.
places you walk into that have these like the whites and the blues, and the Cape is very popular. And so yeah, I like the color. It's
I
hard
love
to
the
kind of
color.
tell just with pictures on social media what the color looks like.
I agree. I didn't
Yeah.
really know what they looked like until I came in and saw the box.
Yeah, it was
the actual
tough.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It didn't. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if it was something about the way it.
Yeah.
The dark fishing boat.
Yeah, it just didn't really.
Doesn't it
pop.
match Paul's eyes?
It's a great color.
Yeah.
It's a flattering
Deep
color on
storm
everyone.
blue.
Like Evan and I were looking at the pictures of Gonzo in it,
mean,
and then
You can
Paul's
put,
skin
you can
tone
put
works
Gonzo
too.
and everything,
Like
though. But
Yeah.
that hoodie is awesome. That's a need to purchase hoodie right there.
Well, the tan will be gone very, very soon.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So,
but it'll
um,
still look good on pale.
So
people.
note to Patriots administration: all employees would like the hoodie.
Thank
I
you.
want this.
Thank you,
Take a
Fred.
win
Yeah.
right
Thank
I
you.
want this in the crop.
If I could get a large.
Who do we
in the
have to
hoodie,
return these to?
that'd
Can
be
I just
great.
give him my credit card and just?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just
think-
going back to my office, and if
Yeah.
someone wants it back, they can have it.
Now,
Come and get it.
Unfortunately, these are just the only ones they have. But I'm told, yes, September
They won't miss
10th.
it.
And
September 10th is when this stuff will be available in the Patriots Pro Shop, and I'm assuming Fanatics.
Andy, you listening? September 10th.
He's listening.
Yeah,
He's always listening.
yeah.
cool.
So I haven't got any other texts that I said anything wrong. So
sign.
So that's good. So that's it. That's the new Rivalries release by the NFL and for the Patriots. So
Very cool.
very cool. What's
My son chimed in from South Carolina.
Yeah.
From the city. They mad tough.
they mad
That's,
tough?
That's
They mad
good.
tough.
That's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he likes them. I thought you mentioned that they're using them. They're wearing them against the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Are they also wearing them against Buffalo?
No.
No.
No,
Just
but
one.
Buffalo's going to wear theirs
Thursday night
against the
football against the
Patriots.
Oh,
Jets.
Buffalo wears theirs.
Yeah,
Five
just
wins
one
to the
game
Patriots. Okay.
this year for the Patriots for this
It
year.
would be
Okay.
cool if we wore them against Buffalo too, because I think us and Buffalo have two of the cooler.
Yeah, they have their.
Rivalry.
I
the
think
only
the
ones.
all white against
I
this,
didn't
With
that
the
would be a good
silver,
look.
it's
Yeah, I
nice.
didn't
Yeah.
like it.
It's sharp.
Am I not allowed to say that?
No, you can
can
say
say that if you
well, I mean, there was 8 total uniforms. I think it was 4 of them were basically all black. The Jets and
Miami's was
and then
black,
Seahawks
too.
was kind of white. The Bills was kind of white, and the Cardinals and the Patriots were the 2 different ones. I felt like the Cardinals did kind of a sand color, and the Patriots did something totally out of it's a new uniform completely. Felt like some of those other ones though with the 49ers, and they all seem like you just took your uniform and made it black, which I've seen that before.
The Cardinals desert ones are cool.
Yeah, I kind of
like
just respected it was a little
color.
different.
Yeah, it was
JJ
cool.
Watt agreed. He
Yeah,
said,
J.J. Watt said we were in the top 2 for him. Dave Portnoy, loved him.
Oh, there's a shock.
Good.
Yeah.
Portnoy's on board?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's on board. Yeah.
With this type of
I
stuff,
didn't expect to win him over.
The sideline gear, like the stuff we're wearing, is more important in my mind than the jersey for fans.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like this is the type of stuff that you want as a fan, less so like the actual game.
Yeah,
jerseys.
Megan O'Brien would not.
No.
Yeah. So
like that.
Yeah, these are the
Why
things
she
that,
doesn't?
Well,
that take my
it's
money.
not that she didn't like the jerseys to wear jerseys, but she
Adults-
doesn't like wearing
adults wearing
jerseys with
jerseys.
someone else's name.
I'm
yeah.
I'm with her.
Yeah.
I think it's really weird. No, I'm not gonna
What about
finish
your own
this
name?
sentence.
What
I
if
don't
you
want
put
to
your own name
alienate
on
our
it?
fans.
I
if
know
I
what you're
were a
saying.
man, I would not want another man's name on my back.
I
think
kind of
that's a
agree with that.
little.
Oh. If I was a girl.
I just think that
I don't know.
when you get a little older, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Like, maybe when you're out of your 20s, even we'll give it a little bit of a stretch. So you're an
I think
adult,
it depends.
but
I think it depends on who you're wearing, what jersey.
Oh, Tom
Because like if you're wearing, like a Tom Brady jersey, or if you're going to a Celtics game and you're wearing a Bird jersey or a Pierce jersey, like those are like legends of the franchise. If you're one of those people that goes in and buys like a new jersey every year and it's like somebody on the current team, I kind of hear what you guys are saying.
yeah, I even look at it. I've given this some thought because of Megan, because we had huge shows about this.
Yeah.
I would even say I would be a little bit more lenient with football. Like, no matter how old you are, you show up to Gillette Stadium with a jersey, you got Drake May shirt on or whatever. Like, yeah, I can
Game day.
I can look. The basketball jersey never ceases to amaze me. You have a tank top.
Right.
Well, you have
Yeah.
a shirt on underneath it.
Yeah, I know, and it looks ridiculous
That might look worse.
on grown men. Like, I think I've
Andy
never
would
seen
wear
it.
Shaq O'Neal.
I've never seen anyone pull it off and look
Right.
even remotely normal. Now, kids, that's different.
It's
Kids,
clownish.
It's a college
think that
thing.
looked fine.
College.
They look so
party
ridiculous.
I'm gonna run locker rooms opening a little early, so I will be
I
back.
would
You're gonna
go in
wear
just. I would
Mondre's
go in just
jersey
like
and
that.
double
I would
dog
take
dare
my
you.
helmet,
I
too.
would actually put the helmet under your arm.
Double
Yeah.
dog
Take that
dare
off
you.
before
That would
you
be
go
mad.
in.
That would be
please.
mad tough, bro.
All right, so Evan and Deuce are going to go to the locker room.
Juice walks up. Hey, Ramondre.
All right, so that's it. BB in New Hampshire writes in, thank you so much for this. Love the color, love the style, pleasantly surprised. More Mike fashion shows, please.
Yes, Mike really
Agree.
embraced it. It was kind of embarrassing. You should have heard him before the show, how excited he was.
We were looking at licensing requirements for some music to give him like a runway song, but
Yeah.
didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Not everyone loves it. Henry in sunny Yorkshire, UK, the rivalry jerseys are awful. Maybe I'm missing the point, but can someone explain the color scheme? Is it historical? Is it a local New England thing? The jersey itself is fine, but it looks like it belongs in Carolina, not Boston. Well, I think they went for like bad weather. They're looking for
New England.
It's called, I think, nor'easter.
The nor'easter uniform.
is what they're calling it. And that's bad weather. So when I think of bad weather in New England, I think of gray
Yeah.
clouds and
Choppy sea,
stormy, choppy
dark
seas,
blue,
which are
yep.
darker. And so I think this resembles
Gray,
that.
misty, overcast.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be historical. It's to symbolize sort of the rugged weather of New England. So, like I said, everyone has their
Yeah,
their
not
own
everybody-
opinion.
I
not
think it's
everybody's
very
gonna
New
like it.
England, though. Like I said, I think if you walked into Cuffy's, they probably have a hue just like this, and it's probably their most sold color palette.
Yeah. Justin says, I'm not over the moon about the new uniforms, but I don't dislike them. Personally, I just need to see them in action to see how I like to look
So-
during the game. If they win in them, you'll love them, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I will say this, though, and I understand where some people are coming from with the color palette, because I don't think it shows up. I think you're going to need to see it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I
Well, the
actually, I
video-
thought there was something wrong with my computer.
The
I went
video
in, I
and the
watched it on
pictures were
Alex's
darker.
computer. Yes.
And it was the cinematic detailing of the video shoot, but you're right. Like in the video, I didn't even realize that navy was kind of one of the accent colors.
It looked very black and white
Yeah.
to me on the pictures and videos that I saw, but in person,
But knowing it's navy.
I agree with
yeah.
Alex's description, and I don't know the place. I'm sorry, Alex. I can't give them a plug like you have several times today. But I agree with Alex. This is a color I've seen a lot in and around New England.
Yeah.
This color is, I think, very common around
Yep.
New England, so I understand what they were going for.
And even like we talked about when we showed it, the detail of the numbers, with the little perforation.
Yep.
You don't get that sometimes from a distance, but when you're looking at it close, or if you're just wearing it on the street, you'll see that, and I think it's really cool. It really makes the numbers pop
Yeah.
for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
And the fish netting,
Yep.
like homage detail. Yeah, I
could
like it
get
a lot
myself
more
a
than
polo,
I
like
thought
a
I
polo
would.
shirt of this.
Yeah, I wonder if
that
they'll
I can
have
wear
polos.
golfing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll have
Perfect
polos.
for you.
So I don't know if this is the full line. Maybe somebody can text to tell us if there's going to be more sideline stuff than we're showing. But a lot of this stuff that you're seeing, the players will be wearing it on the sideline. So good. T-shirt. I could use. I don't like long sleeve T-shirts, so I could use a short
Love
sleeve T-shirt.
I love long
How come you
sleeve
don't like
tees.
them? Too restricting?
Yeah, I don't know. I just roll them up anyway.
Yeah.
I don't wear them long. And then wondering if what's the other thing? Oh, caps. Like if they'll have any caps.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yep. So
Beanies and regular ball caps.
Probably, yeah.
ball caps.
Ball caps.
Ball caps, like
That
Steve
you can wear
Spurrier would
backwards
say.
if you want.
Yeah.
Head ball coach.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Mike in the OC. I'd love to get the panel's grades of the Patriots. I give it an A. Mike in the OC gives it
That's
an.
almost as funny as I crush a lot.
Mike in the OC gives it an A minus. It's a very unique blue. I agree. It's unique. And I love the white helmets and muted logo. The New England logo on the shoulder is fine. I could take it or leave it. Wish we could see them in more than one game this year. So he has also
I'm not
some
as
other
in love
stuff.
with the helmet as you all are.
No, why
I think
not?
It kind of looks a little like the Titans helmet.
Because of the color blue?
Well, the white with the blue logo on it.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the Titans helmet.
Sure.
I don't hate it or anything.
Yeah.
Imagine it with just a sick visor, though. Like Fred was saying,
Yeah, if
like
you-
a metallic red
Give
or
me
a
that red
silvery,
tinted
like
or
blue
silver
one.
visor.
I'm not a huge
That would
visor
be
guy.
tough.
That would be
As
sick.
TJ
Might-
says, tough.
TUFF.
That would be fire.
That
That would,
reminds me of Terry Glenn, and it's just like bad.
Paul,
things.
that would go hard. That's what they say. That goes hard.
God almighty.
Linda wants to know, does Alex's fit have anything on the back?
Oh,
I
I don't know.
let's
Does
see.
it?
No, it's just plain.
Anything on the hood?
No.
No.
She said it's been a desire of mine to have front and back Patriots identifiers. Well,
So most of the stuff does
Most of
have
it
stuff
does.
on the back.
yeah.
Or I've seen not just the hoodie has, I think, the "We Are Patriots" on it. We are
Embroidered,
all
yeah.
Patriots, but some of the shirts have like a Patriots logo on the.
Yeah. So Paul's
back.
hood has the metal zipper. This hoodie doesn't have the zipper. So this is if you don't want the zipper, and it says Patriots on the front, and there's nothing on the hood.
Yeah, I like this one better than that.
So
one.
this is more plain.
But even that long sleeve tee you had
Yeah.
that was gray has something on the back.
So this hoodie,
yeah,
the
that
one
has.
that Paul has,
Yeah,
this has the full Patriots on the back.
that's what Linda's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one does have Patriots on the back. So if you're looking for a hoodie, this has the We Are Patriots.
all Patriots.
We Are All Patriots on the hood, and it's got the Patriots on the back, and then the NE on the sleeve, and the metal zipper.
Mm.
So
Runs the gamut. A little bit of everything.
This is the full gamut.
I had it as like a B and seeing it on the screen and in the graphics, and then in person A.
Yep.
Definitely like him better in person than I thought. So
Okay.
I think people will be happy when they see them.
Yep.
On the field.
Adam says, I really like the jerseys, except for the spots and the numbers. I like the spots and the numbers. Jerseys have actual style to them compared to our very boring normal jerseys. I think we probably have the second best rivalry uniforms behind the 49ers. The number font on theirs is amazing. So
I didn't see those.
I have to look closer at that.
You said they did black ones too? Or Deuce said that?
I kind of like Miami's color combo.
The only one I saw, I think, was
I like
Buffalo,
it.
and I didn't like
However,
Buffalo.
I know pink isn't one of their colors, and that's more of like a Miami Heat thing to do the Vice colors. But it'd be so cool to see like hot pink on a football uniform. Selfishly,
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would have loved to see.
So
like
you thought you would have
hot
hoped
pink,
they use
turquoise.
that?
I would have.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Shane in Springfield, he thinks it stinks. Seems like they can't make up their mind between Vrabel's Titans or May's UNC. If they didn't want to lean into the Bledsoe Blues that fans want, they should have gone all full Americana and done Stars and Stripes as a Patriots. Would have done numbers for the fourth parties. I don't know what that means. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's like everybody has their own take, but like Paul said, you got to see it.
This is very different than Carolina blue.
Yeah, absolutely. Carolina blue is more baby blue.
Yeah, this is a beautiful, deep, like grayish. I want to get a paint swatch and paint a dresser. I have this color, to be honest. I'm inspired.
Yeah, I actually have a dresser this color.
Really?
Yeah.
Send it to picture for me for inspo.
Yeah. So, good stuff. Let's get to some of the phone calls. 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Let's see. Jake in Wisconsin's been holding on. What's up, Jake?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Of course, the one time I'm not watching YouTube and I'm sitting on hold, you guys do a fashion show, but like they look cool. I was listening to the show yesterday, and you guys were talking about the wide receiver room and how we're a little more comfortable with it. And I was thinking about if we've had one of the worst wide receiver rooms, if not the worst, for a while. I thought, well, we're feeling a lot better now, and the Bills are pretty good perennially, but they don't have stunning Bills wide receivers. So I looked at the depth chart. I need you guys to tell me if I'm biased or fair in these assumptions. So prefer Patriots receivers over the Bills, biased or fair?
I'm sorry. What's the
Bills
question?
wide receiver room versus the Patriots wide receiver room. Which one do you think is a little stronger? It depends on Diggs. If Diggs comes out and he's...
Yeah, I don't think the Bills have a very strong wide receiver room.
Right.
So I think they're similar.
Yeah.
I think neither one of them is very good.
But if Mac Hollins...
Like Khalil Shakir is probably the best receiver the Bills have. They don't have a great receiver room.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But the Patriots don't either.
Well,
so I think they're similar.
Great is subjective, but it could be good.
I don't think so.
You don't... So if Diggs plays like Diggs...
Has the last 3 years.
Yeah. 1,000-yard
I think
receiver.
The best they could be is okay. Good.
Why?
Because that's just good.
And then Hollins is an upgrade over something they didn't have last year, right?
I don't know. They had Bourne. I mean, Bourne was here last year, Fred. I don't understand what you're getting at.
I think there's potential here for the wide receiver room. Now, the thing about the Bills is we've seen it.
They'll be better than last year because of Diggs.
We can,
yes.
Yeah, we can judge the Bills better than we can judge the Patriots because we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen it with McDaniels. So we don't really know how good this wide receiver room is. But I think on paper, it's better than it was last year.
I agree with that.
And how good will Drake make them look,
Yeah.
too?
And how good will Drake be?
I think I agree with Fred. Diggs makes them better than last year.
Patriots running backs versus Bills running backs, and same with tight ends.
I would say the Bills are better in running back and tight end.
Okay.
I really
So
like
Dalton
James Cook a
Kincaid is
lot.
good.
I think James Cook is really good, and I think Dalton Kincaid is really good.
I just looking after James Cook, it's Ray Davis, and it's like
He's
okay,
a
or
really solid backup who had a good year for them last year. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're good.
So if we compare those three skill positions and say they're fairly similar,
I would agree with that.
What's the next step to get us to be able to be division contenders?
Drake May.
Aside from Drake, I was going to say, aside from Drake May becoming Josh Allen.
Okay, the defense getting better.
No, Drake May.
Yeah.
Because you.
Well, you said beside from.
No,
Drake
but
May.
what I'm saying is, I don't think the Bills'
Thanks,
receiving
Jake.
core is very good. Josh Allen may have had his
throwing
best
to
year
them.
of his career last year with a not very good receiving core. So why is that?
Because he's great.
Because he's
Correct.
very talented.
Correct. So that's what you need to do. So I agree with I'm 100% on board with the caller. I know most people probably expect that I'm going to push back. I agree with him. I think the tight end situation, I would give the Bills the edge. The running back situation, I think the running back room for the Patriots is probably the strongest position they have. Those three guys. So you want to give the edge to the Patriots and running backs? Okay. You want to give the edge to the wide receivers for the Patriots? Okay. Tight ends, I would say it's edge to the Bills. But it doesn't matter.
Right.
None of that matters.
It's the quarterback.
Because the gap between quarterbacks is so enormous you can't even quantify it. If Drake May gets better, that's when you start to have a good offense.
Yep.
Now, I'm leaving out, which is also a huge difference. The Bills' offensive line is pretty good.
Yeah.
Patriots isn't.
Yep, that's a big one. That's a big one. Christian in L.A., what's up, Christian?
Hey, you guys. Happy Thursday to you.
Yeah.
Quickly, I think it's Layden Robinson that I thought I heard you guys saying was turning out to be a potential swing guard for us. He got hurt, and they just cut him instead of putting him on injured reserve. I was a little bit confused with that. But my real question is...
Layden Robinson was never a threat to be on the roster this year. He was with the third team. He was with the third team pretty much every day.
All right, so that's someone else that you guys were talking about. That's potential good swing guard for us. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But
Caden Wallace, maybe. I don't know.
Caden Wallace. With Colton Davis now at the number 2 cornerback position, are you guys expecting Gonzo to take the leap up to shutdown corner? That's one. And then 2, we've been talking about players coming to New England next year after we do a little better this year. But in today's landscape where superstar receivers, potentially, are trying to simultaneously build their off-field brand, do you think Vrabel is the kind of coach that would allow the type of stuff that has to happen both on and off field for one of those star players to want to come here and still develop their brand? So these are my 2 questions today.
I don't think a lot of that. I don't think that stuff is overly important. I think if Drake May becomes what we were hoping for him to become, and wide receivers look and they say, I can catch 100 balls for 1,500 yards there, they'll come in, they'll take the contract. Now, the contract is the first and foremost.
Yeah.
But anybody who is, let's say you take at face value the Chris Godwin thing. Patriots did offer him more money from Tampa. Well, he's not going to take it because he's not sure exactly what the passing game is going to look like in New England. He's not turning it down in New England because of brand or something like that.
Well, no, he was saying that these players want to have their own brand.
Yeah.
And is Vrabel the type of coach to allow a player to do his brand
I have
stuff?
no idea, but I don't think that's that important to these guys that they're making their decisions based on where I can be me.
No, but what he's saying is, would Vrabel bring in a guy who wants to do that? And of course he would.
I mean, he brought in Diggs, and Diggs was in Europe walking in fashion shows this offseason, and it didn't seem to be a big
this is
problem.
the modern NFL.
Taylor
This is 2025.
Lewan
Kind of seemed to be a problem.
I mean, these guys are starting their own brands in college now with the NIL. So
I just feel like
you got to get with that program.
If you give them the money and they think that they can succeed, they can thrive. The wide receivers where the diva comes in is they want to be the man.
Yeah.
They want to be the number one guy. They want to get the targets. That's what the worry about Diggs right now is, will he be okay if he's just part of the, a cog in the machine? Does he have to be the guy?
Right.
And there was some line of thought that last year in Houston he was okay because he looked over and he saw Nico Collins, who was clearly the number one, and said, okay, he's worthy. The Patriots don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that to me those are the overriding factors to me. But can I succeed? Can I thrive and be the alpha, like Alex said? And do I get the money?
Yeah.
Those are the 2 things that are important. The rest of that stuff comes with those things.
I wouldn't worry about Vrabel not wanting that type of player.
I agree.
I really
too.
don't know.
If you're a coach,
brought in Diggs.
If you're a coach, as long as it's not a distraction, why wouldn't you want your guys to make as much money off the field as possible? Then maybe they help give you leeway when you're constructing your own roster because they're making so much off the field.
As long as it's affecting their player practice.
Yeah.
Or the other, it's fine. But that's the way it is these days.
Yeah.
It's
NIL is only going to make it worse. Well, not worse, but it's going to
agree with that, Alex. 100%.
blow it up.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are coming into the NFL, hundreds of thousands of followers. They're already businesses in and of themselves, and it's just going to continue.
And the whole thing about Gonzo stepping up to be a shutdown corner.
I thought he had already done that.
I thought that's what he was now.
He was a second-team All-Pro last year.
Right.
Is he the best corner in football? No, but he's in the conversation.
Yep, and he's got potential to be.
I say at worst, he's top 5 or 6.
Yeah. Another person in L.A., Nelson. What's up, Nelson?
Hey, how we doing today, man?
Good.
Man, that uniform is dripping.
All right. What do you like about it?
Everything, the whole color. Everybody's complaining about it. I don't know how y'all be complaining. Y'all acting like girls. Y'all don't decide what y'all like.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Nah, man, because y'all be saying, oh, we want new stuff. We want new. When they bring new stuff, y'all complain about little stuff.
I know. It's so hard. I
just don't know.
No matter what you do,
has to think the same.
Yeah.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
Fashion is very, very subjective.
And I would give me a Gonzalez uniform with that color this year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I just want to win in them.
Yeah.
If you win the game in them, now we love them.
Let's go. That's what I want to do too.
Yeah, like those,
the Red Sox
I think a lot
rolled
of
out
people hated
bright
it.
yellow.
Yeah, the yellow
jerseys,
City Connects.
and they did not lose games in those when they first rolled those out.
Thanks,
and
Nelson.
then everyone was obsessed. It's bright yellow. Only a very small amount of the population can wear bright yellow and have it be flattering.
Right.
But people loved them because they were winning in them.
Right.
I don't know. A lot of people didn't like the Dynasty uniforms. They won a few games in those.
That's true.
Yeah.
People don't like them.
It's very subjective fashion. So you're never going to come out with something that everyone loves unless they're like Levi's.
Never.
Yeah, that's true. Add that word from Nelson to your Rolodex. Dripping.
Well,
Tough.
He knows
dripping.
drip.
I know.
It goes
he knows
hard.
drip. Yeah. Paul dripped before you were even born. I mean,
Fair enough.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
I
Fair
used
enough.
to dress.
the Italian
I saw
horn,
the
whole
prom
thing.
suit.
Oh
I
yeah.
know.
Well, that's a different.
Where's the Italian horn now?
That's a different kind of drip altogether.
Do you still have the Italian
prom
horn?
Stuff. No.
The horn of fertility?
No, I don't even wear a chain anymore.
No.
What kind of Italian are you?
Well, evidently a bad one. No one calls me cutlets.
That's true.
Yeah.
Polly cutlets?
You got to make fun of people.
Polly prosciutto?
Because they're Italian.
Olive oil, voice, and get a job.
Like if we just sound like an Irish guy, we call him like,
Whitey Bulger?
Jimmy Guinness. I just don't understand why it's okay.
I thought we were being positive about the Italians.
I don't think so. What are you doing?
No, Kyle says he wants me to turn the helmet so we can see.
Okay.
Just for you, Kyle.
Kyle and Maine.
I was like, what are we doing? There you go, Kyle. Freddie took care of you.
Front and center for you.
Yeah. It's hard to see even now, because of the lighting and
Glare.
everything and the
Yeah.
glare, but it's sweet. It's sweet.
You know what was somewhat disappointing about the roster cut down this year? Was there anything that was really even a remote surprise?
Not
Like,
really.
Every year there's like
No.
something like, I didn't see that one coming. And
Yeah.
there was nothing.
No, I think if Cole Strange had been cut last year, that would have been a surprise. Before the injury, obviously. But now we've been sort of conditioned to think this is coming.
He was coming off. He had been injured
Yeah.
going into last year.
Yeah. So
He didn't get hurt last year. He got hurt 2 years ago.
oh, was it 2 years ago? I thought it was before.
He only played like a handful of games because of the injury from the previous
I thought he
season.
got hurt in training camp.
No. He tore his ruptured patella tendon in 23 and only played like maybe 4 games in 24 as a result of that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, remember in training camp we were going blow by blow with what would happen with Cole Strange in the training shed and all that. Remember I was going over that? You don't remember me doing that?
Not with Cole Strange because he wasn't at training camp. He was on at like PUP the whole year.
What am I thinking?
I don't know.
Don't you remember we're sitting up where we sit in the ramp and I'm like, okay, now they're looking
So that makes sense. I don't sit up in the ramp with you. That's for your boys.
Oh, okay.
I sit down in the hill and you guys make fun of me.
Because I was going blow by blow with Cole Strange and his injury.
He was not at training camp last year. He got hurt in 23.
Maybe it was mini camp. Yeah, I need Deuce. Where Deuce? Come back. I need Deuce because I did do that. What am I thinking? Don't you remember me doing that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Remember I was going over that? You don't remember me doing that? I need Deuce. Where Deuce? Come back. I need Deuce because I did do that. I need Deuce because I did do that. I need Deuce because I did do that. Chester's in Portland. What's up, Chester?
Cole Strange suffered a serious torn patella tendon in his left knee in late 2023.
What's up, Chester?
What's up, guys? Hey, great show. The three of you guys make a great trio. You know, it's a great combination of young, old, and older, and it's really good stuff.
I see what you did there.
Congrats, by the way, on reaching your final week before 3 shows. We're looking forward to more of you guys. I had to chime in today on this new jersey apparel combo. To me, they look sharp. When I saw them the first time on social media, I kind of got Lions, Colts vibes. Kind of got that feeling, but I love the white helmets, and I'm glad you guys showed them in the studio because they look better. I don't know if it's just my TV or what, but they look a little more gray, but really sharp, and I'm really excited to see some new styles out there and to get to that pro shop. Just want to say, too, if anybody doesn't like them, like we've got, 3 other styles to choose from, so, get after what you want. To me, next week, we aim our sights on a new attitude, and, it's time for us fans to get out there, do our job, get to the pro shop on September 10th, and buy some apparel. Let's get that over and out.
Let's go, Chester and Portland.
Good job, Chester.
All right.
Great call.
Yep. Let's go.
He's toned it down, Alex. He used to
Really?
he used to really buy up the fan base with the
Oh,
buy
he
apparel.
would have a whole monologue
I gotta
ready to
find
go.
some vintage tape.
Yep.
Chester, send your photo in for the next round of Guess That Listener.
I think he did already, didn't he?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Okay. Dante is in Newark, Delaware.
Newark,
Newark?
Delaware.
Newark.
Not to
What's
be
up, Dante?
confused with Newark, New Jersey.
Turn it up.
Newark is New Jersey. Newark is Delaware.
Wow. Good to know.
So just my question
Cultured.
about the Patriots running back room. Obviously, we're going to be running back by committee. We got 3 really good running backs. But do you guys eventually see Travion Henderson taking that leap forward to becoming like an all-downs back for us? Because obviously he's got a lot of big play potential.
Yeah, I saw, who's it, Dan Graziano? Is that his name?
Yeah,
He
that
predicted,
is a person, yes.
He did predict today that eventually he'd be the lead back.
I do not believe that will be the case.
Yeah.
Now,
Do you think it'll happen this season?
I don't think it'll ever be the case. I don't think he's built for it. I think he's too
Okay.
small. But it has happened. There's no question he has the biggest, the big play potential. The other 2 aren't close to him. He has an electricity about him, no doubt about it. I think he would lose some of that the higher his workload would get. I would worry about that.
Wear and tear.
Yep. I think if you ask him to carry the ball 250 times between the tackles, he would wear down and probably get injured. But if you give him, maybe 10 to 15 touches per game, get him out in space on screens, maybe some crack toss sweeps and whatnot, I think he'd be effective in that role and give you the chance for some big plays. I think he's the best possible big play guy they have. Best potential big
Just
play
where
guy.
my mind goes with like McDaniel's offense, though. I mean, James White, he played really great for us as a receiving back, right? But obviously, Travion has more than that. He has much more talent than White did, having.
I disagree with that strongly. I strongly disagree.
think?
I think it's very disrespectful to James White. James White had a better college career than Travion Henderson did.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as far as, like, limelight, like, championship games and, in the playoffs, he scored a lot of touchdowns for Ohio State in the playoffs.
Okay. James White scored a lot of touchdowns for the Patriots.
So I'm just going to say, I want to say one thing. Henderson, I said I don't think he'll ever be that. That's just my view right now.
Thanks, Dante.
He's very similar in size to Jahmyr Gibbs. And Gibbs has sort of continued to increase that role as he's gone on. So I'm not going to dismiss the possibility that because I think Gibbs has kind of supplanted Montgomery as the number 1 guy for Detroit. That's what you're looking for from Henderson is Jahmyr Gibbs, right?
Okay.
A guy who can I would take it and run. I mean,
sure.
Jahmyr Gibbs ran for like 1,400 yards last year.
Let's
and
go.
I just looked up Gibbs' size, and he's not there. I mean, he's like 5'9", 5'10". He's kind of similar in size, 200 pounds to Henderson. So if he did it, Henderson could do it too. But James White in college And that's all we can compare it to, right? Because that's all Henderson's done. But James White in college was nasty. At Wisconsin, oh, I looked up the wrong thing. Continue.
Okay.
I'll get it.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that after the break. When we come back,
Taking another break?
yeah, we got more calls, more emails. I see you hanging on the phone. The phones are lit up. Emails are coming in. We'll talk more Patriots. We'll talk more rivalries right after this.
Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like my plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get my plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get my plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
Karen?
I'm doing good.
That's good. I'm great.
I know there are moving parts still, but I'm just curious how you feel about your roster.
Well, I mean, again, you're correct in saying that there are some moving parts. I feel great about where we're at, but we'll continue to look for ways to improve and what we feel like from a personnel standpoint, but also looking for ways to improve on the field. Today will be an important day for us. Just getting started here with the Raiders and the show team process and all that, and trying to get the looks that we need to try to begin the game planning and practicing some of that stuff.
Are there any spots would you be comfortable saying that you really want to target to try to look at?
No, I mean, I don't think that you really set out. You just try to focus on adding good players to your football team and whatever role that you envision for them, and kind of go from there. And so feel like we've improved through training camp, and then need to continue to improve through this process of preparing to win, and then also continuing to target players, whether that's today and the next few days as players become available.
Mike, understanding things are moving fast here. Tommy DeVito awarded on waivers. What does he bring?
Well, again, I think that we'll confirm all those things later on, and we put a claim in for a couple guys, and I would say that just strengthening a roster, certainly at a premium position, and continuing to add pieces, whether that's offensively or defensively, or guys that we feel like can help us on special teams.
How much would somebody like Ryan's insight be valued with a player like that, having overlapped with him in New York?
What insight?
Sorry, so Tommy DeVito and Ryan Cowden both with the Jets.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what you said after the well, I mean, we've had coaches and personnel people throughout the league at different spots. Whether that be me or Stretch or coaches or Ryan or anybody. I think that's just one part of the evaluation. Having some working knowledge of what the player's done in the building, how are they day to day, and we can all watch the performance and see what it looks like on the film, but the practice, the habits, how they are in the building, and how they prepare, and and did they improve? I think those are some insights, whether it's this particular instance or if it's just somebody else that we're trying to target. So I think that can always help. It wasn't the main factor in this decision.
Might you be satisfied with what Josh has given you this spring?
Yeah. And again, Josh has has settled down in the games. And I think that there's been some mistakes, whether that was joint practice or practice, and we're all going to have mistakes. And then being able to, settle down in the games and perform and operate. And again, each move that we'll make may not be an indication of what the players are at that position. I think it's just looking to strengthen the overall roster construction.
How valuable and important has the practice squad become as it's evolved over the years?
Well, we were laughing the other day when it was 53 players and 5 guys on the practice squad, and we actually practiced and functioned, and now we'll have 70, and we'll be wondering how we can practice with that many players. So what it's given you a good blend of having some veterans that may be able to go in right away and be elevated. It also gives you an opportunity to develop some younger players, which you'll see when that list comes out. So you'll be able to kind of recognize both of those, who you may need some more time and want to invest some more time into them, or a veteran that's played in this league and would be ready to go if we needed to elevate them.
Along those lines, Mike, I wanted to ask about Brady Swinson, just given the draft status, the 5th down there. What type of camp did he have, and is he someone that we'll see on that practice squad list?
Again, that'll be out at 4, and there's always tough decisions that we have to make. So we have to do what's in the best interest of the football team, and that's why you practice, and there's a competition and there's games to evaluate and see how they respond. So that practice squad list will be out at 4, and it'll continue to I think change over the course of not only the next few days but probably the season.
You guys ended up going with Andy as your kicker, Parker. I'm curious to get your perspective on how that kicking competition played out over the summer.
I thought it was competitive. I thought Parker really improved from the spring to the summer, and I think just the entire body of work. We felt like Andy was going to be our kicker, and again, I appreciate Parker's competitiveness and how he worked, and I wish him well. And those are always difficult decisions, and again, we're gonna do everything we can to support Andy, and he knows he got to make them. That's a job of the kicker. You got to make them. So, and I expect that he will.
You mentioned Josh Dobbs settling down a little bit when he got to the game, cleans up. Drake was very open the other day, hasn't been, was saying, I got to settle down at the beginning of games. Sometimes I can go in tough. And I asked him what strategies that he would have for early in the game. He said, it's like basketball, you're going to get whatever. Do you help him with the strategies? Is that something you encounter, whether it's a linebacker or a quarterback?
Well, I think that you have to, again, you have to prepare. Each player prepares differently for that game, and how you, what your emotion level is going into that game, and how it starts. And, I think that there's always something to be said for, getting into a rhythm. We can't throw a bunch of 2-yard routes to start the game, but I think that it's just getting into a rhythm and a flow, and the warm up, how guys warm up. Some guys go and warm up a few hours before the game, come back in, settle down. Some guys kind of just roll on out there, but it's all about finding your own individual routine that will allow each and every one of them to perform at a high level when we start the game. We can't wait to the second quarter to feel comfortable.
You talked about
And now, great moments in history.
Have any resolution as to how it's going to be for everybody, us, continue our inside baseball stuff?
What do you mean for us?
Where are we going to be?
Yeah, where are we going to be?
We're
What are we
gonna
going to
be
do?
in the press box.
You just say that.
Yesterday you said you didn't know exactly
Right.
how that was going to work.
Stacy said those who were in the red press box
Blue.
in-house.
Blue.
I mean.
We're blue.
Oh, he's going to.
Those who were in the blue
going
press
to
box
practice?
for in-house will be in the blue press box.
But are they going to do spacing up there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not going to be crowded in our
Well,
little
just think
area.
there's going to be no visiting
Why are you
media.
answering his question seriously for me? You just blew me right off.
Well, just think about it.
That's what I'm asking you.
Eric, you'll be spaced out as normal.
That's another great moment from
All right, back here on Patriots
Some great
Unfiltered.
COVID shows.
855-PASS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email. Get the newsletter that you should subscribe to, patriots.com/PU newsletter, right? Yeah.
I don't know, Ron Burgundy.
PU newsletter. So patriots.com/PU newsletter.
Yes.
Anything good in it?
I gotta send you guys questions still, but just some roster knee-jerk
I'm
reactions.
sure we'll have stills
jersey,
of the
course.
swag.
Selfies of Deuce with his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you subscribe to the newsletter.
Pretty sure Crush a Lot's going to make it into the newsletter.
Yeah. Going
But I
hard.
do Crush a Lot.
Going hard. All right. Lots of people calling in. Let's see what they have to say. We'll start with Brian, who is in Arizona. What's up, Brian?
How y'all doing this morning? Well, it's good afternoon to y'all.
Right.
How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Yes, I want to talk about the Rivalry apparel. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. Anybody who say they don't like this apparel, there's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. It's amazing. And the hoodie with the zipper, I have to have it. But I am going to say I'm a little jealous because y'all are able to wear this apparel, and I don't have it yet. So I am jealous, but I love the apparel. It's beautiful. Been representing the Patriots since I've been in Arizona, and I will continue. Thank you for having me, or at least for me being able to get in, because I've been trying to get through here for the longest, and I'm finally being able to get through. I'm recording this and keep it for my personal record. This is going to be our year.
Yeah.
We're going to do better. Just fill in a couple spots here and there, but this is going to be our turnaround.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Brian. September 10th is when you can get your hoodie with the zipper. And once you do, send us your picture with it on.
We
So-
should have made special edition podcast shirts this color.
And Brian, if it makes you feel any
We
better,
can still do that.
Still could.
we're not allowed to keep this stuff. We have to give it back.
Yeah, we have to give it
Immediately
back.
after the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I'd love to have stuff to give away, but maybe in a future show.
Yeah.
Maybe on September 10th.
Mm.
So they usually do like limited runs of this stuff
Yeah.
to kind of create the demand. And you probably had to order it like 5 years ago, the way Nike works. It's tough, Paul. It's tough. Tony's
Sure
on the
you're not
Cape.
supposed to say that.
Tony's on the Cape. What's up, Tony?
Oh, how you doing, Fred? Long-time season ticket holder. I
Great.
like the new jerseys. The back of Paul's, you had held it up. Has that got a red Patriots thing on the back?
I believe it
logo on
does.
Well, let's see. Yeah, it's got the Patriots with the Elvis logo.
on the
Yep.
bottom.
Do they? I don't know if they're making a bomber jacket.
Yeah,
That's
Evan had
kinda
it
what
on.
Evan had. It was a cloth material. It wasn't quite like a jackety, like a traditional bomber jacket material, but it.
Yeah, it was like a bomber jacket. It had the the cuffs and the collar.
Because
Yep.
the reason I ask is we got a thing from the Patriots back about a month ago. The season ticket holders are all getting a jacket this year, and you had to give them your size. I was just wondering if it's in the new color.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That
know.
would be.
Yeah.
I think it's still sharp, but the only thing I would have done different, I might have put a little red around the New England.
Okay.
I
You
might have made it pop more.
make the just to pop a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the red in the back of Paul's thing when you held that up earlier, I know that it seemed to pop a little more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little red detail. I got you, Tony. All right. Thank you for the call.
Thanks, Tony.
Long-time season ticket holder. Yeah, every year, if you're a season ticket holder, you get some type of present. I guess this year they're getting winter jackets. I
That's a
think.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
I like the blankets from a couple years ago.
Yeah. Vinny's in Vegas. What's up, Vinny?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
I apologize if you guys spoke about this earlier. I was able to log in a little later. I have a couple of questions for you guys. The first one is it time for us to start worrying about the cornerbacks because of the injuries? And the second question is there any benefit of keeping two guys like, Bourne and Baker and then releasing them the next day? I mean, is there anything to do with that, or is it just how it rolls?
So I'll take the second one. We did talk a little bit about Gonzalez earlier in the show, and we're starting to get a little concerned that he's still not on the practice field, but I guess we'll reserve till next week, which is actual game week, before we get too worked up about it. But the roster thing, to me, is more procedural, and they ended up claiming a couple of players off waivers that obviously you don't know you're going to be able to do beforehand, and that's where the roster spots came from. And with Bourne, it certainly seems that there's enough smoke around a potential trade that they had in the works, and it fell through.
Yep.
So I think that's why you saw Bourne and Baker originally on the roster, and then you get a couple of waiver claims. So now they know, the direction they want to go. You have a surplus of wide receivers, so that made a lot of sense.
When is the actual trade deadline? It's like early November.
Halloween, it's like 8 weeks in, 9 weeks into the season now.
So,
they pushed it back a little bit.
That was like, kind of November 4th.
Thank you.
So kind of like the thing about cut day is, and I texted Evan because they were doing Catch 22, and during the show, the Bourne news broke. Mm-hmm. And I texted him. I said, this is a great example that cut day is just a formality. It's just a day by which you have to get down to 53. But once that happens, you're still free to cut and bring guys in and, sign them off the street, make trades with other teams right up to November 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So the roster's fluid.
Yeah.
So before we went to break, I was doing the James White thing, and I just wanted to, finish that up. James White in college at Wisconsin, first of all, he had 48 career touchdowns at Wisconsin. But just going with his senior year, he had 1,444 yards rushing, over 6.5 yards a carry, 13 touchdowns. Plus, he caught 39 balls for 300 more yards and a couple of touchdowns. So just telling you what James White was coming out of college. What he ended up being is not as dynamic as what we've seen so far from Trevion Henderson, but in college, he was better than Trevion Henderson at Wisconsin. And Henderson was an excellent player, don't get me wrong. But I think people sort of look and they see like what White ended up being was like this reliable first down, chain mover, but he was more than that coming out of college.
Yeah.
That's what he ended up being. We'll see what Henderson ends up being.
There were a couple games, that I can remember where White, because of circumstances, had to be the lead back.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it happened during a game because somebody would go down. He wasn't dynamic in that role. He really wasn't.
No, he didn't have. He did not have the high end speed that Henderson has.
Yeah,
I would say Henderson right now has more potential to be a big play threat, but I don't know if he's going to be what White was. I mean, White was really good.
Yeah.
It was so reliable, and if you needed that extra yard, he figured out how to get it. He was tough to bring down.
Yeah. See, Henderson had 42 touchdowns at Ohio State. Like this is like White was on par with Henderson.
Yeah.
I think it's just recency bias, and Ohio State won.
Yep. Yeah, and over the years, like a lot of running backs out of Wisconsin, like they had really good college careers, but never did what they did in college and the pros, like Monty Ball, for example.
The Wisconsin guys you're talking about?
Wisconsin running backs, because they always have great offensive lines in Wisconsin.
Ron Dane.
Yep.
Monty Ball, that's a good one.
You like that?
Melvin Gordon was pretty good, though.
Yeah, I like Melvin Gordon. I like him. AJ.
Wisconsin, right in the head. Are you ever amazed?
The
Alex?
recall is incredible. The Wisconsin Badgers.
She just looked at me like Beth would, like with this just disappointed look on her face. Like, how do you know
Not
that?
disappointment, just bewilderment.
Just a little bit.
Bewilderment.
AJ from the Bay Area, new uniforms are cool. Personally, I'm just encouraged to see the faintest trace of uniform creativity from the Patriots. I just hope this signals a permanent, gradual transition from gray to white helmets. Yeah,
People are universally in love with that.
I love the helmet. I still like for an alternate jersey or an alternate uniform. I'd love to see the traditional white with the traditional Elvis. I think that would really look cool.
So like a glossier white.
Yeah, and then have a red
Not the matte
jersey
blue
to go
Elvis.
with that, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, in due time there'll be plenty of alternate uniforms for all these teams because it's money, and the fans like choices. So, Matt in Rochester, New York, love the rivalry uniforms. I think this shade of blue is really cool for one game. My hope, we take this concept style and make it our main jersey next year with the current navy color scheme. Keep the white pants and white helmet. It'll be a huge improvement over our current awful uniforms. Question, any idea when the captains will be announced, predictions on who they will be?
I don't know when they will be announced. It's hard for me to predict
Before the
because
season.
you got a new coach.
Yeah, Bill used to always do it, that last week of practice before week 1?
Yeah.
But I also had an idea of who Bill was going to, who they were going to have for captains.
Right. Yeah, like will Vrabel do a vote or will he just appoint them or
Right. And I don't know if he actually does it.
that too?
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
with Bill, I kind of knew how it was going to unfold after a
You
while.
think he put his thumb on the scale?
Oh, I know he did. But I don't know if Vrabel just leaves it completely up to the players. And when that happens, to me, if it's strictly a player vote, and that's like, there's no thumb on the scale, to use your analogy, I think it's completely unpredictable.
Yeah.
Who knows who the players think of in that way?
Tyler in New York wants to know if are the details on the apparel you're wearing stitched or screen printed?
Stitched.
So, well, this is heat, but it's not flat. It's raised, right?
It's a raised to patch
this is,
almost.
This
Yeah,
is
the
stitched
Nike
on,
stitched.
and the NFL logo here, and this is it's not like there was one of those shirts had it like screened.
Yeah. So this is like sewed on the edge.
Yeah.
It's sewed on, but it's like rubber.
Yeah.
So
What's
it's
this
raised.
called like an applique. I
Applique?
don't know. I'm not going to
Applique, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know
Is that
what
a thing? Applique?
Applique.
An applique is. That's what I think I was going for.
Okay. Can I just have one? I'll do one prediction for a captain. Robert
Okay.
Spillane.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict Robert Spillane.
And
will be
Drake
one of the
May.
captains. Well, he better be.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign if he's not the captain.
Right. So there's two.
But I'm just going
Hunter?
to.
Henry, maybe?
Henry was a captain, I believe, last year.
So
was he
Hunter
not?
was
Or was he a
a
captain 2
with
years
Bill,
ago, and then he wasn't?
then the Gerard year, Hunter was not a captain, but then there were so many captain casualties that Hunter was then appointed once
Right back
again
to a
as captain.
Right.
And I always thought that was a little awkward.
Okay.
And I think Duggar was also appointed after Bentley and Pep went down.
Could be. Yeah.
I don't know. Last year was a bad year for captains.
Yeah. It was
Unless your name
David
was Joe
And-
Cardona.
David Andrews.
They
also
all
got
of them,
hurt.
I think,
Yeah.
except for Cardona.
Bentley was a captain. He got hurt.
Got hurt.
Ellen, Wisconsin, love the new uniforms. Everyone can have their gripes with certain parts, but as an overall product, I think it looks great. Best Elvis has ever looked on a helmet, but with how good that any logo looks, I'd be happy with just having that as the main logo going forward. Wow, that's a bold take.
It is.
Kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that take.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm with it. I want it on a hat.
What if you put that on the helmet? The NE.
I think that would look cool too.
You know, kind of like the NY and the Giants.
Yeah.
We should have Devin and Stitch just print out a decal just for fun, just to
Yeah.
show us what it would look like.
And then you do that, and then, oh, now you look like the Giants. You can't win.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Well, we look like the Titans now,
Yeah.
so what's the diff?
Claire writes in, hello, everyone. Hello, Marine.
Hello.
I love Alex, but I got to disagree. I'm good
Hey,
with
girl.
jerseys, even on grown-ass men.
Okay.
Yeah.
To each their own, Claire.
Also,
I will never hold that against you.
I do like the rivalries
It's a very
uniform.
difficult word to say.
Rivalries?
Rivalry. Like you have to sort of think about it when you
Yeah.
say it.
Definitely agree. The sideline apparel is lush. Can't wait to hopefully get hold of some. Any ideas of anything that will be released in women's fit and sizes? Well, we do have the crop.
Yeah, it was that crop crew neck. It's not like a full crop either. Like it's not a belly shirt. It's probably gonna fall at, I'd say, like the top of your hip bone.
Midriff. They call it midriff.
Yeah, like right under the. I'd imagine it fell right under the belly button.
Yeah. So if anyone from the pro shop's watching or listening, and you want to call in and give us more details on some other stuff that we didn't show that might become available for sideline stuff, let us know.
Remember when we used to have the drop height? You have reached Ken Flanders.
Right. We always used to try to call him. He never picked up.
In the pro shop, you just call the pro shop.
Yeah, we
just call Ken.
We just call the pro shop and we'd get his voicemail.
He used to be in charge of.
We used to play that.
The whole
It was
thing.
it was a bit.
He was a great guy, and we used to always bust his balls.
You're just prank calling him on the show.
Yeah, sure. Get him on the line. We should do that with people around the office.
We should ding dong ditch people.
Yeah, not ditch them. Like see if they answer and then put them on.
I'm with it. Who do we start with?
What would you say
guys
you do
start with?
here?
I would call Tip.
Oh, yeah.
Tip.
Yeah.
That would be good. That'd
We
be
would
good.
wake him up from his nap. His feet would be on his desk. Be like, what are you calling me for?
How about we'll call Robert Kraft? See.
I don't have that line, but I'm sure you do.
That's a line from.
I'm not going to be the one to dial the
only
number,
you could
but
dial those
I'm all
digits.
for it if you want to.
Yeah. Who would like be most put off, or not put off, but like
Rattled. Like,
rattled?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Aaron Beal.
Aaron from
what
PR.
Why are you calling him?
Someone from the video team, like Bradley, would probably get flustered.
Yeah.
Could be a fun bit.
All right. Let's see. Curtis in St. Louis. I'm liking the new Rivalry line. It's different. It's traditional looking. I do have a problem with the color. I agree with Paul on the helmets looking a little like the Titans, but overall I'm a fan. I will definitely be purchasing that zip-up hoodie. Would love to see a ball cap to match.
Yeah, we need some caps.
My only critique on the jerseys are the red stars around the collar. But overall, I'm looking forward to see them in action. I like the red stars,
too.
because you're looking for that red pop, like
Yep.
one of the callers said.
First color of the IC is red.
Yeah, so there's 6 of them. Represents 2 things, the 6 Super Bowl trophies and the 6 New England states. So, we're the only team that represents a whole region, Paul.
What about the Carolina Panthers?
Is that a region?
It's not a region, but it's 2 states. So
I decided to sit that one out
if
because
you
they're called the
lose-
Carolina Panthers, not the North Carolina
I
Panthers.
think in the most basic sense of the word region, like, yeah, it's a region. It's not an official region of the United States like New England is, but it's a region. It's
Right.
a part of it.
I also
don't know.
would say, much like the
The
Carolina
semantic
Panthers
argument.
are really what, Fred? They're really the Charlotte Panthers.
Yeah.
Much like the Patriots are really the Boston Patriots. But that's just my.
Well,
It's just my long.
I
thing.
can't.
Well, the Panthers are in Charlotte.
Yeah, but I can't be a
No, I know that, but the Patriots are in.
I can't be a hypocrite about that.
Yeah,
The
'cause
Patriots can't call themselves Boston.
It was a petty squabble, 50 years ago.
Yeah, just like New Jersey
Is that
Jets
why?
can't call themselves New York.
It wasn't just
They
like
changed
it
from the
wasn't a
Boston
marketing
Patriots because
like,
they couldn't end up getting Billy Sullivan couldn't get the stadium in Boston,
Okay.
and he pouted.
I think it worked out for marketing purposes. Now you have
look at this.
6 states
Hit it,
rooting
Matt.
for you.
So, guess who's back?
Yeah.
Look
From the locker room.
What was the mood? Were the players friendly? Too bad none of them looked like Derrick Henry. Hey Mike, what was it like in the locker room?
First time. Well
Hey
played.
Mike,
Well,
what
that
was
was
it
good.
like
Was that on purpose?
locker room?
That
my
is the
hopes
best
up.
return song. So,
Wow.
Sorry, Ev.
yeah, it is. It really is. So, Evan and Deuce are back from Open Locker Room.
Just
Tell
you.
us what the mood is.
I'd say the mood is let's get out of here and get on vacation. Was generally what the mood was. A lot of players getting out of there quick.
Labor Day
Did hear-
weekend.
Did hear from Tommy DeVito. Spoke at his locker, so it was good to hear. He's
Did
very,
anybody,
very excited
He
to
was
be
asked
here.
about the North
Make
End for
fun
sure.
of the voice.
Oh,
Did-
voice.
Did anybody like ask
No,
questions?
No,
in
no,
in
it wasn't
an
that bad. But it was
affected
about
voice?
like, so North End, huh? Yeah.
So you're Italian, huh?
We did ask. Somebody did ask if Mom is coming and mom is not coming. She's going to stay in New Jersey. So he's going to live on his own, he said.
Not going to have chicken parm every week.
But he said again, so I'm assuming college probably was on his own as well. So he's not his first rodeo, but there were a lot of jokes about our Italian food here in the Boston area and how much he's going to enjoy it, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but the football stuff was kind of interesting. Like he said, he kind of had a feeling that it might happen. Especially you mentioned the Patriots being 4th in the pecking order. So I'm not sure what that inkling was, but he seemed very excited to be here and said his agent, we all know, called him up and told him, and they were fired up about it. So yeah, he seems happy to be here. Interesting.
Yeah, he mentioned some of the overlap with the front office, Ryan Cowden being in New York for a little while, and then Brian Dable being a former Patriots assistant. So he said there's people in the Giants organization that have spent time here, so that he had some feedback of what exactly it was going to be like here and things like that, and some overlap with the offenses with Dable and Josh McDaniels. So there was some football stuff in there. It wasn't all just jokes about
the jokes till
Italian
the end.
and his
like
mom. Yeah,
appropriate. But Anthony Jennings was also in the locker room, so he was not at practice. You wonder what's going on with roster juggling. So he was in the locker room. Didn't happen to catch Javon Baker.
Did anyone talk to Jennings?
Yesterday it was.
I briefly talked to him, and he said he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Happy
to be a Patriot.
Yeah.
But they don't have any names above the lockers right now. There's there's just Patriot logos. So
Interesting.
It's
But those are digital anyway, right?
Right. They can change them at any point.
Right.
It's just yesterday and today were the first time I've been
Not
in the
even
locker room where
numbers or
there's
anything, just
nothing.
blank?
It's just Patriots
It's
logos.
quite confusing, I have to say.
Yeah.
The last couple of days, I've been just trying to figure out where everybody is situated. But the one thing that I also have noticed, we've talked a lot about Morgan Moses and
I was just going to bring up Morgan Moses.
Wow,
This is so... Go, you do it,
Telepathy.
boy. This is amazing. We saw the same things.
We're like
Go
best
ahead.
friends. So yeah, Morgan Moses just seems like he's just like always in a good mood and like holding court and chatting up guys, whether even guys like out of his position group. It's not just the offensive lineman. He's like shouting across the locker room at Kaylavon Chazon, like, "Hey, KC, what's up?" Like things like that. And captains should be relatively soon. Maybe sometime early next week, I would think. Some teams have already announced theirs, and you just wonder if Morgan Moses is going to be a
We were
captain.
talking about that funny that just before you came, and we said May's logical.
Yeah.
Bobby Spillane probably.
Hell yeah.
That was my pick.
Yeah.
Spillane.
Yep.
Good, Paul.
So and
I
you
just
thinking
wanted affirmation.
you're thinking Morgan Moses might be?
Yeah, I would say Morgan Moses, maybe Hunter Henry on the offensive side. Defensively, Spillane makes a lot of sense. He's not like a rah-rah leader, but like Harold Landry, maybe just as a Vrabel guy up there as well. I don't know about the third one, but those guys, and then I'd expect Schooler to be a special teams captain.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. You also, some things like locker positioning and things like that. There's always that one locker in the corner that's right by the door that's extremely important in Patriots lore.
It's sort of the sheriff locker.
Yeah, so I think McGinnis was there, for a while.
Yep.
I know My Time Hightower used to be there. Bentley used to be there. That is now Harold Landry's locker. So if that means anything with terms of captains, maybe he's right there in the corner on the way in. So
and I noticed the same thing Evan did with Moses. I saw him just cutting it up with Caden Wallace, and they've known each other now for a few months, but you can see that he's clearly taken a leadership role with some of these young guys like Caden Wallace, who kind of the last man standing from some of the draft picks they've had. And I also say I really like Morgan Moses had a Les Mis shirt on, so I was like, good choice.
Les Mis.
Love Les Mis.
It just feels like some of the guys, like Jared Wilson was sort of in his orbit as well, just like kind of like hanging out with Morgan Moses. Like I feel like a lot of the younger guys are already gravitated towards him and are just kind of.
So would you say wearing a Les Mis T-shirt is a good sign that Vrabel is building culture on the team?
Yeah, a culture.
One kind of culture.
Of
that didn't come
theater.
out.
I don't know what you were going for there.
No, I thought
I'm still trying to figure out why it's a positive that he had a Les Mis shirt.
Oh, it's a
on.
great show. It's a great
Well,
show.
I like the show.
It's
a great show.
Say you're
I like,
Why not
I
Cats?
like the
It
show.
was, Cats not so much. bunch of people dressed around as
Rent.
cats, I'd be like, this guy's
Rent,
out.
yeah.
I'm with you, dude.
I like Les Mis.
The Wiz,
it's
that's
moving.
playing in Boston now.
I just don't know why that's a plus.
Because I love the
for my
show and
offensive
he was
tackle.
wearing it.
Do you think he's seen it, or if
I was
it's
almost
just
going to
a
go ask
style
him
thing?
about it. I bet he's
So,
seen it. Great soundtrack.
Jean Valjean.
Could go either way with him.
I told you I saw it.
Remember Fantine? And I mean, that's crazy what happens, right? I mean,
Paul's a
French
musical guy.
Revolution. Let's go.
All right. 855-PATS-500. Before we get to the phones, media, how was your
solid contingent? Solid
compadres?
A lot of cameras, not a lot to shoot. So
Yeah.
a lot of people standing
So we
around,
were waiting outside in the tunnel to go into the locker room, and there was like a mad dash to go into the locker room. And so when
Did
somebody,
everyone like get stuck at the door?
pretty much.
Like it's like Black Friday shopping.
so somebody comes up to me and is like, "What's the big deal?" And I was like, DeVito. And no, sure thing.
Hey.
I walk in and there's just 50 reporters around Tommy DeVito's locker, and they're waiting for him there. And he's walking in, and I can see the smile on his face, like, oh, there they are waiting for me. So it was like a new player, new quarterback comes on, and the media, they're all grousing to get in there. It was great.
He didn't have much time too. Aaron clamped it down.
Yeah,
pretty
it
quick,
was like
but
5 questions.
that's funny.
Mostly all by Dan Roach. Yeah.
Kyle Williams was like laughing at him when he was walking around, like, man, they're not here for me. Like, get over there. But yeah, it was good. But that was really it. I mean, a lot of guys just getting in, getting out for the long weekend. They're off tomorrow, so a couple days off for these guys before all locked in on week 1.
Okay. Next year, you'll be in a brand new locker room when you do this.
Ooh.
Oh, it's gonna be a long walk though, Deuce. You're gonna
So a little insight.
You should get a golf cart.
I don't have any pictures, and I can't tell you anything specific, but I know they debuted the new lockers that the guys will have privately, so they could take a look at the lockers that they'll have next year.
It's funny. I didn't even really think of that.
Yeah.
That the locker room itself is going to be
brand new,
way over there.
Well, I think, but they'll still come back here for games, I guess. Well, that's the
they'll still keep this locker.
This will still be the locker room
for game day, but during the week, all this open locker room availability will be at the new facility,
So
as
that-
well as the press conference.
So that's interesting because another little thing, the lockers in the middle of the locker room are still there.
Oh, they're still there?
Even though they trimmed the roster down. So in the past, the practice squad guys would have the lockers in the back, and some of them would have to share lockers. And so now maybe it's a Vrabel thing that they're not doing that. They have the portable lockers in the middle. But I assume when they open the new facility, they probably will have enough lockers to not need these portable ones potentially.
I don't know. That I don't know.
They
Yeah.
have those still, which I thought was interesting.
All right, let's get to the phones. Boston Cream's on the line. What's up, Boston Cream?
Hey, Paul, can I pick your brain on something, particularly your snarky side?
Oh, always here for that.
So in 2000, Belichick had 51 players on the roster, right? I'm not misremembering that.
I believe that was the case. Yeah, and he got in trouble. But yeah, he claimed they didn't feel like they had 53 NFL players.
So would Snarky Paul say that was just a tactic to say he's got his guys and to show the NFL he can win with less?
No, I think he legitimately felt like he didn't have 53 players that he wanted to keep. I think that's, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve a lot of credit for keeping 4 quarterbacks, but that's one of the reasons he was able to keep 4 quarterbacks.
Right.
Because he didn't feel like he had NFL players. I mean, they signed guys like literally off the street that I think Sali Asea started like off the street.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't a very talented team.
If you're looking for some type of like motive behind not keeping a full roster at first, if anything, you might say he was just telling his owner and maybe everybody else, I don't have a good roster.
And they, at the time, and I know this is going to sound really hypocritical coming from me, but at the time the salary cap was a thing, and they had a tough situation. They had some veterans,
Thanks, Boston
like
Cream.
Bruce Armstrong and Chris Slade. Max Lane, I think, was still around.
McGinnis.
Those guys were kind of expensive. Ben Coates would be another one, Mike. And they were, certainly on the back 9, and they needed to they rid the roster of some of those guys. Some of them stayed, but most of them went, and then he kept the nucleus of talent that he had, which was excellent. The Ty Laws, Teddy Bruschi's, Lawyer Malloy, Ted Johnson, Willie McGinnis. They still had a lot of good players, and he kept them. But I think it was just kind of reworking the roster and trying to figure out how he was going to. And he didn't have a lot of room to replace those guys because of the salary cap at the time was much more restrictive.
James is in North Carolina. Hey, James. James?
Big game, James.
Hello, James. No.
It's not James.
Hi.
Oh, there he is. What's
Ken
up?
Flanders at Gillette Stadium.
What? What was
Hi,
it?
you've reached the desk of Ken Flanders at Gillette Stadium.
Okay, that's us.
Nicely
All right.
done.
James is not there, and neither is Ken Flanders. All right.
What was that? Did I just miss something?
You
No,
guys wouldn't get it.
I said if there's
Inside
anybody
joke.
listening from the pro shop that wants to, call in about some of the sideline stuff, you can. And we used to do that. We used to call Ken Flanders just
Who
randomly.
was in charge of the pro shop at the
That's
time.
funny.
And
He's like in the middle of the pro
and he
shop,
was
like
never
working.
he was never at his desk, and we always got the voicemail.
So then we got into a bit
reached
about
the
prank
desk of
calling
Ken
people
Flanders.
while we're on the show here that we work with.
So who could we
Who
call
would
that
we
would
prank
it would
call?
rattle them? Like
We thought of Aaron.
I was
Take
gonna.
your
I was
pick.
literally just about to.
Aaron's not gonna.
First one I came up with.
Should we do it?
Aaron's not gonna pick up.
Tuesday, let's do it. Who says no?
no, but those PR guys, they always pick up.
Oh,
wow.
Aaron will
He
pick
picks
up
up
at
in the middle of the
Well, except today when literally Mike Giardi walked in like 5 minutes late into the locker room and he's like, "How long you guys been open?" I was stuck at the gate. I was trying to call Aaron and he wouldn't pick up. And then Aaron came running over and he's like, "I don't have my phone." And then, like, it was the whole thing.
He must have lost it because that's unusual.
PR guy without a phone.
It's a good Aaron.
Rich, Rich in New Haven, Connecticut, about the Rivalries jersey. This is absolutely a Cape Cod color. It looks like every old Shaker-style siding on a cute little Cape Cod house. You see it everywhere. It looks like a nor'easter.
I hope to
Then
Yeah.
job
Nailed
done
it.
because that's the look they were
was the
going
goal.
for.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
That
I'm
was the
headed
goal.
down to Cape Cod tonight, Fred.
There you
Tonight.
Cape
What
Cod.
do you oh, you got a big
Take
weekend?
a vacation day tomorrow and
This is it,
Saturday,
right?
and then- This is it. This
This
is my
is it.
favorite time of year on the Cape. I
Local
don't know
summer.
if you feel the same way, but like my mom lives down there now. and
Local
she-
summer.
Once the tourists all leave and it thins out and the weather's still pretty nice, it's just. the
Well,
best
next
time of
week.
it.
It's that 2 weeks after Labor Day for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
think
that's
this
the
weekend
best.
would be busy down there.
Well, it's
no?
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's.
But
The kids
everybody,
are back in school already.
everybody's
you know,
off the
like
island, though.
it's-
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't
on
care for
on
that,
Monday,
Alex.
Yeah.
late Monday,
What?
it's like the rush
Oh,
off
yeah.
the
Starting
island.
school before Labor Day. I don't
Well, that's
care
what we
for
do. We
that.
got to bang out Wednesday and Thursday. The kids had 2 days of school this
It's
week.
like a
They're off
fake week,
tomorrow.
too.
It's ridiculous.
But I kind of like getting like a couple dry run days and then you get back.
Plus,
to
it helps for the days that they miss for the weather.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you a couple extra days that
Crazy
you
off
got
next
in.
June, right?
Well, they're soft about the weather now too. So
Oh,
so-
God. Yeah. Too cold. They cancel school.
Yeah.
Um,
Back
but
in my day.
this August, like at least here in Massachusetts, one of the best weather Augusts
I know.
we've had
After all
in
that,
a long
like
time.
13, 14 straight Saturdays with rain in the spring, and
July
then the
was.
summer's been pretty
It was
great.
really hot in July, but July was beautiful too. We didn't get a lot of rain after June.
Well, July we had those oppressive heat days.
Oh,
Yes.
But
Great.
August
I
is
like
what I would
those.
beautiful.
to have those
Me and
back.
Paul are.
Oh,
Really
cool
good,
with that.
So
really
awesome.
great training camp weather.
We did have great weather in training
Hell yeah.
camp.
Really not a ton of rain, not overly hot. A couple hot days, but nothing crazy. But the no rain is huge. I mean, that's big.
And when it has rained, it seems like it's like overnight or really
Mm-hmm.
heavy for a very short period of time, which is good because it gives for you environmentalists, it
Waters
gives you
the
what
grass.
you need.
Gives you what
But
you
water.
Give me the heat, bro. Give me the heat.
Garden needs
Austin in the woods of Oklahoma writes in, just sold my house and maxed out my credit card to bet Chisholm to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and MVP. Now I'm living in a tent, but it will be all worth it in 5 months. My wife wants a divorce, but she can't find me in the woods, so I'm in the clear for now. Paul, I'm buying you a mid-trim Toyota Corolla once my money hits my account.
Hey, I have something to root for now.
P.S. The new uniforms are dope, and I'd love to see them more than once a year.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is only once a year that they're gonna
Yeah,
wear
someone
these,
said that he heard it was twice this year. It isn't. It's just
Well,
one game.
I said that.
Are
I
other
asked.
teams doing
Oh,
twice or something?
it's just
or is
once.
everyone
I
just
asked and you
everybody one
clarified
game.
on air. Yeah.
You see them once, and that's it.
I might make those bets for Travion Henderson.
Mm.
I wouldn't make that bet for Afton Chisholm, but offensive rookie of the year.
Make it happen.
You know, if we could, of course.
You know, that would be. I think that would be a good pick.
Nice little dark horse.
I mean,
Henderson?
how much of an impact would that really make for this offense? So, I mean, because we kind of downplay, not to get into this with 2 minutes left, but
Yeah.
like realistically, like Trayvon Henderson is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is that enough to get the Patriots into the playoffs, or does there have to be?
Oh, I think
a couple more
those
things.
two
that
things
happen?
aren't
I know
necessarily
Drake.
I mean, like
related.
Garrett Wilson won
Yeah.
the Offensive Player of the Year for the Jets a couple years ago, and Sauce won Defensive Player, Rookie of the Year, and they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, one more call, then we're going to call it a show.
Debbie Downer.
Terrence is in Southern
Just being
California. What's up, Terrence?
Hey, Fred, how you doing? Hey, Paul, I just wanted to call in and ask how your son did at Hell Week and what company he's in, because my son's a junior there, and maybe he can look out for him.
Oh,
they can be friends.
Well, I don't know. I don't think if he's a junior, he's not allowed to be friends, right? Isn't that how it works?
Not to be friends, but
Really?
yeah, that's exactly how it works.
He's 5th Battalion Victor Company.
Wow. Ooh, that's
All right, my
that's
son's
tough
just wondering
sounding.
what,
official.
Yeah.
That goes hard.
Put the word out to him.
Tip of the spear.
How was Hell Week for him?
I appreciate it, Terrence. Thank you for chiming in. That's it's a lot. We're just kind of learning about it. My wife and I don't really have any military background, so just kind of taking it all in. It was nice to hear from them over the weekend after they take their phones away for the first 8 or 9 days. It was nice to hear from him, and I think he's doing okay so far. So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right.
And he chimed in on the
All right.
uniform too. So
Thank-
that's good.
Thanks for calling in, Terrence.
Thank you, Terrence.
You got it, guys. Take
I
care.
appreciate it.
That's cool.
Very good. All right. That's going to be it for this edition of Patriots Unfiltered. Teams off for the weekend, so are we. Our last one until next week. Next week is Raiders week all week, so we're going to get right into it starting on Tuesday. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Hey, this is Evan. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure to like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.